But yeah, I need to add my story to my highlights, so just be a second. But yeah, so today we're finishing the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. We are on the last case of Bridge to Turnabout. We're in the last case, not last case. I was gonna say, scratch that. We're on the last trial of the last case, which is Bridge to Turnabout. Bridge to the Turnabout. I keep calling it Bridge to Turnabout instead of Bridge to the Turnabout. Did the anime call it Bridge to Turnabout? Bridge to Turnabout, because that's probably why I'm mixing it up. As, let me look it up. Let me see. No, the anime called it Bridge to the Turnabout. That is so weird. What? Why? Why do I just call it Bridge to the Turnabout? I don't know. But yeah, you know what, guys? I've kind of had a nightmare with trying to launch this game. Basically, half an hour ago, I was like, oh, I should launch the Ace Attorney Trilogy, get a drink, do all the pre-stream stuff that I usually do, and then, you know, start stream at 28 minutes past, because that's what I always do. So I went to open Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, the Ace Attorney Trilogy. It opened. It went to the black screen as usual. The way the Ace Attorney Trilogy opens, I think he gives like the title card being like, oh, Ace Attorney Trilogy. Then it goes black, displays the Capcom logo, and then it's like press enter, and then it's like, yeah, press enter, and then it brings up show you actually. Then it brings up, you know, the normal screen. Normal screen, you know. It brings up this screen. It brings up this screen. It didn't do this time. It opened up. It went black. I was like, okay. Then it crashed. Then it closed. I was like, okay, that's weird. I'll open it again. Didn't happen. It happened again. It crashed again. Okay, that's weird. Tried to open it again. Didn't work. And at this point, what I usually do is I open it through Steam. I go to Steam, go to the Ace Attorney Trilogy profile, click play, and it launches. I was like, okay, maybe it's a Steam issue. So maybe it's like a Steam issue. They can't do it through Steam. So double clicks the little icon, the desktop shortcut. Did the same thing. It crashed. Okay, that's weird. I'll look up how I can solve this issue. It said, okay, run Steam as administrator. That's what I did. It still had the same problem. I was like, okay, I'll run the Trilogy as administrator then. So that's what I did. And that's what I did. I tried to look it up in the files. Basically, in my files, I looked up Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. It came up with the desktop icon, so I thought, oh, that's the right file. It didn't work because that was the desktop shortcut that came up, not the actual game itself. So I was like, okay, that's weird. And then I went to Steam, and basically in your little settings menu that you have on like every game, I can probably try and show you if this docks anything. Probably my Steam username. With this, you know, no, I'll just talk to you guys. So on every game, there's the manage icon, which is like the little settings icon. Click that, go to, and then you go to manage, and then you can then click browse local files, right? I did that. Oh, it opened up the files, and it came up with PWAAT, which is like, you know, the acronym. I was like, okay, that makes sense. So I ran that as administrator. And yeah, that's basically, and then it's been open ever since I did that. So yeah, managed to sort that out pretty much. But yeah, and then so yeah, I had a nightmare with trying to open this. Oh yeah. I managed to edit the clip compilation for 2023. I know it's only like the 1st day of January, but I managed to edit that earlier after I got like some work, some like revision done, and did like a bit more proofreading on my assignment. I think I'll do it like maybe I'll have like 1 or 2 more like proofreads before I submit it. I'm supposed to be in on Friday for that module, which is which is the module that my assignment is due for. So I'm gonna go to that if it's on. That is, I don't know whether it's on or not because it says that like, oh, we're supposed to be in class that day, but what will probably happen, it'll just be like, come in, ask us some questions, get your checking code, and then go work on your assignment, because it's literally due like next week. It's due next Monday, I think. Let me see, is it due next Monday? I could just take my glasses off, but I don't want to. Is it due next Monday? I think it's due next Monday. I have a with one of my other assignments that's due for my Wednesday module. I managed to get that in early, so and that was due in for this Friday. So I think, yeah, it's due in for this Friday, and I've already gone in that early, so yeah, I'm fine with that. And that is the wrong module that I clicked on. Let me see. Tuesday. When is it for this one? Yeah, next it's due in for next Monday. So I've like almost finished that, pretty much. So yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, I've almost finished. I'm gonna do a bit more like pre-feeding and stuff. And yeah, I need to add in a new command. Okay, let me see. Let's see if I can. Because I started uploading like a bit of stuff to Spotify. So what I've done is that I've uploaded the clip compilations and my channel trailer to Spotify. Because why not? Because why not? In case any of you like want an audio only in case any of you like want a audio only version of like the edited like stuff. I don't have the audio only version of the like of some of my other stuff, because it's like some of the other edited videos that I've not done like voiceovers for. Like for example, when I built when I did the like Lego building video, that was just music over like a video with text on it. Like I put text instead of like me talking over it, so there's no point in adding that to Spotify. So I'm just typing in the command real quick. Okay, let's save that, and then let's play it. Let's test commands. There we go. Okay, I managed to get it done. I put it into the like auto description feature on YouTube, but I just didn't do it on here on Twitch for some reason. Okay, now it's done. Oh yeah, I need to add it to my Twitch about panels as well. But yeah, so I have the audio only versions of my 20. I think of all my clip. I have my channel trailer that's out as audio only. Out already. Of like my YouTube channel trailer. So what I need to do is I already have the channel trailer, my YouTube channel trailer out as words. Speak words, please. I have it out. I have it out. I have the channel trailer out. I have the clips the clip compilations set to schedule. So yeah. I need to edit my link tree as well. So much stuff I need to edit. We can talk while I just edit this stuff. Yeah, I won't add it to. I'll just add it to the link tree, not like Twitch about me panels. That just seems easier. Honestly, that just seems easier. Yeah, that just seems easier. And plus, I have my link tree like added as plus I just have my link tree added, so that's all added. Yeah, I don't care about like YouTube channel link analytics. Okay. Yeah, I have my link tree already added to my Twitch, so yeah. Okay, I think Linktree auto saves. I think there's no save button. So yeah, I wish there was a save button to Linktree. So it's just like yeah, it works. But yeah, oh yeah, there we go. Hopefully all the links work. I can't bother testing them now. But yeah. I've been, not gonna lie, over the past few days, I've been kind of grinding, like uploading stuff to YouTube. Not like making them, been like putting them as drafts, and oh no. But yeah, I've been putting them as drafts for now. There we go. But yeah, I've been putting a ton of stuff as drafts, like clips, and edits and stuff like that. I think when I get like when I have like very few clips left in my drafts, that's when I'll start like re-uploading them as shorts. I do have quite a few I do have quite a few shorts, to be fair, so I'm not too worried about shorts. So far. Plus, over the next like few weeks, I can upload like more shorts and videos and stuff. I do have a few plans for YouTube. Mainly, one of the main things I kind of want to do is put in a like mega compilation together of my Ace Attorney streams. That's gonna take a while because I've played let's see, 86.6 hours of just this trilogy, by the way. Just this trilogy. That doesn't count Chronicles or Apologistus. That is just the Phoenix Wright trilogy. So yeah. Familiarize myself with this, with Bridge to the Turnabout. So this is Bridge to the Turnabout through the achievements. So oh wait, what are the achievements for this one? Here, all of Edgeworth. Here, as Edgeworth, hear all of his and Larry's childhood tales. Didn't get that one, but I can do that at some point. And because that's like right at the start of the, right at the start of the case. And I think I can go back into the cases now because I have them all unlocked. Question mark. I think I can go back into the cases and just play through that specific one. The episodes that I need to go back into and do the achievements for are the very first tutorial case, where we have to answer Mia Fey when asked who the defendant is, and then I have to redo this one. I have to redo the first investigation of Bridge to the Turnabout. I have to go back into Rise from the Ashes, and then Recipe for Turnabout as well. But yeah, that is it's like 4 achievements. I don't really care all that much because after we do this case, after we finish it, I'll have 2 more achievements. I'll have clear episode 5 of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations, and clear all of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. So yeah. You know what? Let's get into the very last trial, shall we? Hopefully this isn't Crash. Let's go. I kind of saved really. Good morning. Oh, are you by yourself? Morning, Pose. Mr. Nick, please tell me what's going to happen to Mystic Maya. I'm sorry, we don't know yet. The investigation is still going on, so I wasn't allowed into the inner temple. Oh, I see. So is Sister Iris still trying to remove those trick locks in the training hall? No, she's the defendant in this case, so she can't be at the inner temple. She's required to be here in the court. Then how come she's not here in the defendant's lobby? I have to admit, it's kind of strange. If you're looking for Iris, she's in the prosecutor's lobby. Edgeworth, when you're in the prosecutor's office then, in the prosecutor's lobby then. What's Iris doing over there? She's going over today's testimony with the prosecutor as we speak. Today's testimony? Oh wait, no, he wasn't the prosecutor in the last trial. He was the defendant. He was the defense attorney. It was Francisca that was the prosecutor. Wait, then who's the? Oh wait, it's Godot. That's the prosecutor for this trial, isn't it? You heard me. Iris is going to be testifying as a witness for the prosecution. Wait, what? The prosecutor is squeezing her for a confession. Or so I heard. Francisca Van Carmen, what are you up to? I know what you're thinking, but Francisca isn't going to be the prosecutor today. What? Then who it is? Who else would it be? But Godot. Godot? Francisca is engaged in some important work at the Sacred Cavern. The Sacred Cavern? You don't mean that she's... Exactly. She has been out there all night, trying to remove those trick locks. With the head nun's assistance, actually. We estimate that the last of the locks should be taken care of in about 3 hours. I hope everything continues to go smoothly and we receive some good news soon. Yeah, thanks, Edgeworth. Prosecutor Godot intends to nail this case shut today. Be prepared to fight like there's no tomorrow. You don't have to tell me that. Touché. I can can see it in your eyes. You're not the same fever-ridden, frantic maniac you were yesterday. It's strange. Right here, I decided that today would be the end of all this. Almost immediately after I made that decision, I felt myself getting stronger. Interesting. Maybe you've passed your code on to someone else, literally. And with that, I leave the rest in your capable hands. Partner. Thanks. Ooh, we got this. We got this. I still don't have answers for most of the riddles plaguing this case. The circumstances around the murder of Miss Elise Donham, no, I mean Miss Misty Faye. The impossible flight Larry claims to have seen. And what the woman is really after. Yeah, Morgan, she's naturally tied up in this case. I'll solve them all and bring this whole tragedy to an end. We gotta do this. Court is now in session for the trial of Iris of Hasakura Temple. Your Honor? Oh, wait, who, me? Well, my little brother came to visit me in my chambers earlier this morning. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, he developed a scorching fever and fainted. Therefore, I'll be standing in for him. I see, Your Honor. So the brothers, that explains a lot. My poor brother, he looks a bit pale. Not to mention sad that he couldn't be here. It is impossible to predict what the future has in store for any of us. This is precisely why people feel the need to judge the past. And we as a court have been charged with the solemn duty of passing such judgment. Well said, Mr. Goodell. I understood exactly what you said, at least up until the end. Anyway, now then, Mr. Goodell, please proceed with your opening statement. Humans are fragile, flaky beings. Our hearts change with the shifting of tides. There's only one thing that remains a constant in this crazy world. The bitter darkness that lies at the bottom of this mug. So then you mean, forget it, what do you mean? During yesterday's trial, the accused refused to admit her role in the crime. But today she has had a change of heart. Bullshit. Sister Iris of Hasakura Temple has a confession to make. Confession? The defendant? Iris. Why didn't she discuss this with me first? Yeah, usually the defendant is in the defense's lobby, not the prosecutor's lobby. That's a bit weird. That is extremely weird. Very well. This court will now hear the defendant's confession. Upon meeting the beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules. How many rules does this guy have? Exactly. My name is Iris. I am but a simple nun undergoing training at Hasakura Temple. Witness, is there something that you want to confess to? Yes. But first, I want to apologize to Mr. Wright. I can't continue lying to everyone anymore. It's alright, what is it? Mr. Wright, I have to admit that I did play a part in this terrible incident. Are you actually confessing? Are you saying that you were the one who murdered Miss Elise Donham? No, I'm not, Your Honor. But I dealt with the cover-up after the murder took place. After her spirit left, I took the lifeless shell of Miss Elise and carried it to Hasakura Temple courtyard where I desecrated it. What? Iris, what the fuck? What the fuck, Iris? Order! Order in the court, order! Witness, are you saying you were an accomplice to the murder? Yes, that's correct. What? 3 minutes of court and I'm already covered in a cold sweat. Ha, everyone on the planet is an accomplice to something. It just happens to be that, in this case, it's to the murder. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? It's right! That Godot. So this is the confession they were conferring about. It pains me to say this, but it looks like Iris' testimony was all a lie. Now then, little lady, if you don't mind, I've got a question for you. Whose crime were you trying to cover up by your actions? Iris was covering for someone? Yeah, that. She basically said that. Were you not listening, right? She basically said that already. That she was covering for someone else. And that someone else committed the crime. Now I'm definitely up the creek without a paddle or a life jacket. I've been at Hazakura Temple ever since I was a little girl. Hazakura Temple is run by one of the branch families of the Korean tradition. One of our missions is to protect the main family. I'm sorry, but main family? Yes, and that's why I would dirty myself, if need be, to protect her, the daughter of the master of the Korean channeling technique. Mystic Maya Faye. Huh? Wake up and smell the coffee, try it. She's naming Maya? What the fuck is going on? Honor in the court. So not only did you witness the murder, you know the name of the murderer. I'm terribly sorry, but it's true. I saw her commit the crime with my very own eyes. And then I cleaned up the area to try to protect her. That's ridiculous. Maya would never... Defense will remain competent until the appropriate time. Now, witness, let's hear your testimony. What exactly happened on the night of the crime? Yes, Your Honor. I thought I was prepared for the unexpected. I never imagined the case would wind up going in this direction. So you weren't prepared for the unexpected. That's what you're saying. I went to the inner temple that night and I saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it. That seems more like Maya. That seems more like Maya. So it was in self-defense? Yes. Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first. That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya. You moved the victim's body to the temple so that Maya wouldn't be suspected. Isn't that right? Not bad. You've got the instincts of a true criminal. Oh, shut the fuck up, kiddo. Something's not quite right. I'm sure I established it yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple that night, and that the person who did go was that woman, Dahlia. Iris even admitted it. Now then, Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. Okay, let's save here. Let's save here. So, what's in this temple? Let's see, what do we use to prove that she didn't go to the temple that night? Wait, let me see, what's this? Oh, these were the orders given to Pearl. Are they given to Pearl? Oh, this from Morgan Faye, yeah. As you hear lights out by, you must channel her spirit. Here's a picture of her. Use it when you channel her. I know you can do it. Okay. I'm looking through the instruments again. So we have the Occult magazine. The issue. The map of Hazakura Temple. The hanging scroll that was obscured by gravy. The photo of Elise, well, Misty. Iris's hood. The weather data. The Shichi Shito. The victim staff. Elise's autopsy report. The tracks. The courtyard where Elise was supposedly murdered. Not actually murdered, though, she was murdered in the garden. Larry's sketch. The crystal sphere. The Korean Master's talisman. And then the vent ladder. Hold it! Let's press on this. Sister Iris, your testimony has changed quite a bit since yesterday. You stated yesterday that on the night of the murder, you didn't go to the
Objection!
Did she now? Too bad for you. What she said yesterday doesn't mean much today. By the way, where were you when She claimed that she didn't go. It was in the temple's training hall. A private conversation between the two of you does not constitute testimony. That would be properly described as hearsay. What do you have to say, witness? I just couldn't tell him the truth at that time. Mystic Maya, she's your girlfriend, isn't she? I didn't want to be the one to break it to you that I saw her commit murder. There, we all understand how difficult this is for you. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. What did you witness in the temple garden? Well, Your Honor. Hold it! You're saying that the victim attacked Maya, Miss Faye? Yes, it was a truly frightening scene. Mystic Maya was struck hard on the head and looked like she was going to collapse. What were you doing at the time? Why didn't you stop them from fighting? I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I was frightened. I couldn't move. I couldn't even speak. I was in such shock. That's perfectly understandable, my dear. It doesn't sound right. I don't believe this testimony for a minute. What happened after that? Hold it! She moved in to deliver a fatal strike? Yes, I'm sure of it. She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon. Wait a minute! What was this weapon? It was some kind of dagger. I dagger her, and at least Dunham tried to stab her with this weapon to kill Miss Faye. Yes, exactly. Do we present the staff to her? You look like I did after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcestershire sauce. Do you have a problem with the testimony we're hearing from your client, lawyer boy? Do you have a problem with Iris' testimony? That is one thing. Your Honor, I have a small problem with the witness's testimony. You do? But this witness is your own client. Yes, well, nevertheless. That's fine. Witness, let's add your last statement to the testimony. Yes, sir. Hey, just a moment. It's my job to say that. Listen, Gramps, I want to say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me. This is the one time I actually want Godot to add a statement to the witness's testimony. Okay, now, let's continue.
Objection!
Sister Iris, there's something strange about your version of events. Huh? Miss Dunham throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me. But all you can do with a staff is hit someone. Naturally you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, but the victim's staff had a special feature upon it. As you can see, it's a sword. If at least Dunham really had wanted to kill Maya Faye, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. No when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already. Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say? That was an impressive bit of investigating, Wright. I never would have thought there was a sword hidden in that staff. But even so, how should I put this? A long sword is unwieldy, and thus quite ineffective in close quarters combat. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade. Well, anyway, the type of weapon she chose to use isn't what's important. The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Faye. As long as there's nothing strange about that, there's no problem with her testimony. There's something strange about this whole testimony. We're gonna link Maya to Misty. We're gonna establish that they're actually mother-daughter. Or did we do that yet in the last trial? I do not remember. Well, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point. Very well, Your Honor. The defense will now present evidence to back up its argument. Mr. Wright, I have heard of a piece of evidence that shows that this testimony cannot truly be trusted. Never attempt to take the life of Maya Faye. Okay, where is the proof that they're... I'm going to present this talisman. Well, Mr. Godot, if you ask me, the only thing that seems strange is the angle of Mr. Trice's index finger. The choice to get a finger in an electrical outlet might be safer for you. Otherwise, it might get bitten off the next time you poke it in the wrong place. You really thought I actually got this. Now Miss Donna would ever attack Maya. But the relationship is obvious. Okay. Let's represent their profiles. Let's present Misty's profile. At least Donna would never have attacked Maya Faye. How can you be so sure? Because the victim's real name was not Elise Donna. Her real name was Misty Faye. Faye? No, not Mystic Misty Faye. Who is this Misty Faye? Is she related to... Misty Faye is the master of the Korean Chinaman technique. She is also the mother of Maya Faye. Are you serious? Yes, we're serious, yes. Is it really true, Mr. Wright? Was Elise Dunham actually the great mystic Misty? There's no doubt about it. It looks like Iris had no idea. I can hardly believe it. The idea that she would try to kill her only daughter, one she hadn't seen in 17 years. Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing. Exactly, why would she kill her own daughter that she hasn't seen since she was 2? Order in the court. On first hearing the witness's testimony, it seems natural enough. However, nice facts have just been presented. 1, that the victim supposedly threw away a sword during the fight, and 2, that the 2 people battling to the death were mother and daughter. Despite the facts being believable when taken on their own, but taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe. Listen, there's nothing in the world that is impossible, except for one little thing. Yes? What is this one little impossible thing? I still don't get it. I think maybe my beans are under roasted, but you have no idea, Gramps. Could you get to your point? I heard this witness's confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee. You're going to ruin your health, my friend. Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession, I had a detective who loves to investigate sent to the scene of the crime. I discovered this little piece here. Is that the dagger the witness testified to see? Obviously, Your Honor. But do you not notice something else? Now that you mention it, looking closely, there appears to be blood on it. Uh-oh. Where did you find that? I didn't see that when I investigated the crime scene. Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene? What? The pine tree? This dagger was stuck in the backside of the pine tree. When the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between the 2 women, this little baby was thrown in the direction of the back of the pine tree, which means the blood on this dagger belongs to the victim, correct? Were you even listening, good man? I first heard this confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 13th cup of morning coffee. Didn't you just say it was your 8th just a few minutes ago? I didn't have enough time to get the blood analysed on such short notice. In any case, the court will accept the dagger as evidence. Furthermore, I ordered that a blood test be performed on it immediately. This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right. Bailiff, get this piece of evidence to the crime lab immediately. Now then, the testimony we've just heard had numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after having found the very dagger the witness speaks of, I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible. Cute girls never lie. Ever. In any case, witness, if you could please testify again to this court. About what, Your Honor? About the incident you saw, the battle between the 2 women. Yes, Your Honor. Oh no. Shit. Okay. Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with a staff. Also, I just realised that Iris has Sims 4 eyelashes. She has Sims 4. Why does she have Sims 4 eyelashes? Like, she has normal eyelashes on the bottom of her eye, but when you look at the top of her eye, there's Sims 4 eyelashes. What the fuck? What? Why are they Sims 4 eyelashes? I don't get it. who knows at this point? Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with a staff, but then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive with her back to the stone mountain. Blunt. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed. That was a very heartbreaking story. I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but it had been 17 years since Mystic Misty's disappearance. Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other. That seems reasonable. Now then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination. And also, Maya didn't initially recognize Elise as Misty when we first met in the start of this trial. So, let's see if we get there. Straight away because of the blood. Where did that dagger go? I have no idea. It was dark and I couldn't see. According to the detective who found the dagger, it was stuck into the pine tree in the garden. Most likely it was flung towards the tree after the struggle. That is the most likely explanation, yes. After being stabbed in the stomach, did the victim collapse right away? Now that I think of it, she seemed to stare at Mystic Maya for a while. Mystic Maya stood there not moving an inch. It felt for a moment like time had just stopped. But then suddenly, as if the spell had worn off, Mystic Elise fell over. It seems like a reasonable story at first, but there's one thing that's completely impossible. The very idea of Maya stabbing someone, that alone is impossible, which means this faulty testimony must contain another contradiction in it somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna go to the last thing. Maybe. Oh wait, but do we have a picture of the? Okay, we can't present the thing then. We can't present the Maya written in blood. I'm absolutely certain that's what you saw. Yes, I'm almost certain. Almost? The garden was dark. I couldn't really tell who was who. What did she just say? So in other words, it could have been something entirely. We know that Maya Faye was at the inner temple that night. Now the woman that was killed was Elise Donham. Isn't it fairly obvious who attacked who? No, really, I don't have any to count that yet. Well, the witness, please continue your testimony. Yes, Your Honor. The two of them faced each other for a moment, and Mystic Maya rushed straight into Mystic Elise. Then Mystic Elise doubled over and fell to the ground. So she was stabbed in the stomach, huh? Yes.
Hold it!
You're saying that Maya Faye turned the tables on the victim? Yes. But Mystic Maya wasn't herself at the time. After all, her life was in danger. Still can't believe it. The idea of Maya cornering someone at knife point is just silly. Especially her own mother. As they say, a cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal. I believe the correct description of a cornered fox is scared and petrified. Your animal analogies have gone tiresome. You're the one who started it! Anyway, so after Maya Faye backs the victim to the stone lantern, what happened next? Hello, JF. Welcome on in. Thanks for the follow, by the way. Thanks for the follow. Welcome on in. Welcome on in.
Hold it!
What happened to the victim's staff then? I'm not sure. The area is very dark, so I really couldn't see. I think he got knocked away somewhere as the fight escalated. Words. I can't words with this game. That makes sense. That would explain the need for the dagger. Mystic Elise raised the dagger to strike. But Mystic Maya dodged it at the last second. The dagger struck the lantern and fell to the ground. And then at some point, Mystic Maya picked it up. Nothing sounds especially strange yet. What did the victim do when the weapon was stolen from her?
Hold it!
Iris, where were you standing when you witnessed all this? What do you mean? Well, if either of them had noticed you, they might not have continued their battle. I wonder if that's true. The two of them, they were standing near the garden stone lantern. I was watching the whole thing from behind. It was dark where the two of them were, so I think that's why they didn't see me. So it was dark in the garden when the murder took place. Tell me, what did Miss Maya Fairy do after she was struck? Okay, let's see. Evidence. Wait! From stepping back. Look at the autopsy report! Something about you just isn't right today, Irish. Huh? Until now, I didn't think you would attempt to make such a careless mistake. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions. What do you mean? What's wrong about my testimony? According to you. Maya Faye stabbed the victim while she had her back to the stone lantern, correct? Yes, that's right. But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right? Yes, I think so. But according to the autopsy report, the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back. This proves that the victim was stabbed from behind, not from the front. Sister Iris, it appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? Ha, it's simple. People are like books. We've all got a front and a back. You get my drift? Is that all you have to say? I can also say that darkness loves to play with the human mind. Could you please not get off with the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors already? The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make sense. Throwing away our useful staff to people fighting being mother and daughter, and now she falsely claims the victim was stabbed in the stomach. There certainly are some inconsistencies. Well, Iris, how about it? Well, it's just, if you ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing. What do you mean? There are 253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee, but to pick out each one requires total concentration and use of our senses. Were you really concentrating on what this witness actually said? Prosecutor Godot, explain yourself. The witness was quite unambiguous about her own ambiguities when she said that the garden was dark and she couldn't see clearly. A human needs one thing to see clearly, and that is light. Light. By the way, did you know? Hazakura is a rule that on nights when an acolyte is at the temple training, the stone lantern in the garden must be kept lit. I didn't wonder what that stone lantern was there for. Well, if that's true, shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime clearly? Normally, yes, Shana. But according to the head nun assistant Bikini, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern. Impossible? It hadn't been used in a long time and the wick was no good. In other words, it had to have been nearly pitch black in that garden that night. There could have been a faint light coming from the training hall, but that's all. Most enlightening. Yes, that illuminating fact has chased all the contradictions away. If the staff was dropped, it would be difficult to see. It also explains why they didn't recognize each other. We can't see the demons that lurk in the night. That's why humans are weak. Isn't that right? Try. No! Order! Here, Joanna. Let me present the stone lantern into evidence. Maybe it will rekindle the flame of truth in your mind. Why is the judge just sitting there with that look on his face? What's wrong, Your Honor? Was that flame too hot? This lantern, there's something written on it. Oh, why? It's written in blood. Oh, boy. So Judge didn't know about that yet. Written in blood? It says Maya upside down. Oh, what the? Oh, yes, that's right. After being cornered and then stabbed by Mystic Maya, Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing that on the stone lantern behind her. With the blood that was draining out of her body. It certainly looks like
Objection!
Hang on just a minute. What are you all talking about? What do you mean, what are we all talking about? We're talking about the message written in blood. Nonsense! This lantern, it says clean as a whistle. Could it be? He can't see the bloody writing at all? Now I think that he did say something to me yesterday. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. So that's what I meant by that. In any case, this is obviously an important clue. We now know that the crime scene was dark, and the victims wrote this message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Godot, anything further? Mr. Godot? Okay then, let's move on. Godot is literally shaking, and somehow I don't think it's from caffeine overdose. I believe it has now been established that Miss Dornan was killed by Mike Kay. That's just wrong. Now it's time to turn our attention to you. Yes, sir. After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? Let's hear it. Well, all is. The cover-up. After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Korean tradition. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across the ski bridge. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Haskara Temple and I used a Shito to alter the way the wound looked. So you moved the body? Yeah, I was raised at Haskara Temple. I owe a great deal of thanks to the Fae Clan. But even so, I never imagined that at least Dornan was actually Misty Fae. I've committed a terrible sin. A terrible trick of fate. If you're looking for a twist of fate, Your Honor. I intended to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body, but you were spotted by the head Nungarat. Yes, and that's why I couldn't go back. It's starting to make sense, I suppose. Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. So you waited until everything was over before making a move? No, it's not like that.
Objection!
She saw someone murdered right in front of her eyes. It's not surprising that she was a little timid. Yes, I suppose that's true. Sometimes when I'm watching lawyers argue back and forth with each other, I feel so helpless I just sit quietly and wait for them to reach a conclusion. Isn't it your job as the judge to mediate the argument? Yeah! That is your fucking job! Dude. What the fuck? It wasn't until Mystic Maya saw me that it finally dawned on her what she had done. So then, you knew the significance of the name Maya Fae? Yes, of course I did. That's odd. I mean, Sister Bikini didn't recognize Maya's name, let alone her position. Anyway, she was a very special person indeed. Why did you do that? Because I didn't want Mystic Maya to be suspected in any way. So the best thing would be to remove the body from the crime scene. You moved her body all by yourself? Yes, I did. It would have been possible if it wasn't for the snow, huh? It's pretty amazing you could make it all the way across. That's a rickety old bridge. It looks worse than it is. It's surprisingly sturdy despite its age. It's like they say, idiots are too stupid to catch even a simple code. It's one of the things that bothers me. Why don't I just throw the body into the equal river? It would have been much easier than dragging it all the way to Hazakura Temple. I thought they would still cast too much suspicion on Mr. Maya. That's why I tried to take the body as far away as possible. Ha! It perfect sense to me. For the time being. Anyway, what did you do after you crossed the bridge?
Hold it!
The snowmobile? I knew that would show up sooner or later. Yes, I had the key. I used the snowmobile to travel from Hazakura Temple to the ski bridge. This is the part that was in question the other day. Should I ask for more details? About the tracks. If you really did move her body by snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow, right? Well, yes, naturally you would expect tracks. This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Are these the tracks from that ride? Yes, I think they are. But I can only see one set of tracks here. Let's see what's so strange about that. Snow is still falling when I left Hazakura Temple. I see snow is still falling, huh? And then when the murder took place, it had already stopped. It was her time of death again. Between 10 and 11. And the snow had approximately finished at 10:50. That's why there are such fresh looking tracks. How about it, Mr. Wright? What do you think about this testimony? Fucking hope. It's the last trial. It's fine. It's fine. It's very important. Was that place the snow had already stopped? Question mark. That doesn't make sense if you track it up against the evidence. Your Honor, I'd like to make the statement Iris just made added to the testimony, but does it have something to do with the case? All will be made clear if you allow her statement to be added to the record. Ha! This should be fun. Let's get this snow business cleared up, shall we? Yes, sir. The snow had already stopped. That is
Objection!
Your Honor, that statement contradicts this. There have been a lot of contradictions during the testimony so far, and this time it is sure it's not true. Yes, I am. When the murder happened, the snow had already stopped. According to you, that's why the snowmobile tracks were so clear. That's right, I'm certain of it. I think I've tracked her at this time. I see how you think. Snow, huh? What is going on here? If the snow really had stopped by the time of the murder, I mean there'd be a bigger hole in the story than that movie, The Grid Revelations. Huh. Well then, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to share your theory with us. Let's see what's up your sleeve, or rather at the end of your index finger. I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. Iris is trying to pin the murder on Maya. And why would she do that? There's only one reason I can think of. Had already stopped when the murder occurred. But I'm sorry, Iris, that just isn't possible. What? This is the weather data from the night of the murder. According to this, the snow didn't stop until 10:50. We couldn't have crossed the ski bridge at that time. What do you say that? Because 5 minutes before the snow stops, the bridge was struck by lightning and caught on fire. Forgot about that. What did you say? The bridge is on fire? You don't mean to say you don't know about it? It was because of that lightning strike that the bridge went down. What? Like, it can't be. It looks like you still haven't figured it out. No matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal it, you can't pull the wool over the eye. These are a real defense attorney. No! go! Yes! Order. The bridge was already on fire when the incident took place. That's right, the inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world. There's no way you could have crossed the bridge, body or nobody. Witness, even my patience is suspicious. Any further lying and I will find you in contempt of court. Fucking finally? Fucking finally? How many? I'm sorry. How many? Like, how many witnesses has this guy just let off the hook for contempt of court? So I think we'll just start a recipe for turnabout, talking to Lisa Basil, super administrator desktop, asking password, access password, protected. What? This is madness? No, this is welcome in Kyler Firewood Firebird, by the way. Welcome in, by the way. But what the fuck? Why is this guy just like? Why is this guy? He has only started calling out witnesses bullshit this game in Trials and Tribulations. He like rarely, if at all, called them out for lying on the stand and doing illegal shit. In the first game on Justice for All, he barely did shit. Like, what the fuck? Come on, dude. Like, I mean, at least he's actually calling them out now, but jeez, this guy. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Objection!
The only person here that is truly contemptible is you. The judge. Oh my. He's the judge! Me? How dare you? Yeah, how dare you? Whether the witness lied or not doesn't mean squat right now. Squat? The important thing now is to find out the truth. Isn't that right? Yeah, but she lied in court. Lying is very much the opposite of the truth. What the fuck is your point, Goodo? She did something fucking illegal. In court, in the presence of a defense attorney, a prosecutor, and a judge. And several bailiffs. And several members of the public. Why are you fucking, like, telling her, hey, don't fucking lie in court? But then again, the prosecution always tells the fucking witnesses to be in contempt of court, to lie in front of the court, just so a guilty verdict could be, you know, gained. Come on, dude. Come on. Yes, of course, but whether it was snowing or not snowing, or whether the bridge was burning or not, there are two facts that can't be disputed. First, the body of at least Donham was discovered in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. And second, the head nun, Sister Bikini, witnessed Iris desecrating at least Donham's body. He makes a good point on both accounts. That's right. I'm not lying. You just lied. The only thing we know that actually happened is that you were desecrating Elise's body. You put in the Shichishito in her body. You were stabbing her with it. And we only know that you actually told the truth then. It's because Sister Bikini saw you. Come on. Iris, come on. I'm not buying this shit. What are you claiming this time? I was on myself at all that night. So my memory is still somewhat hazy. She was very trying to someone. You stood at that witness stand and testified this entire time. Are you telling us now that your memory of the night is hazy? It's only a human to err. It feels so perfect, right? Maybe you can explain this for the court. Oh, what is it? When the murder happened, the bridge had already burnt down. But somehow the body traveled across the bridge and was found in the temple courtyard. Perhaps you can have some kind of perfect explanation for this little magic trick. Not exactly no. I know there must be some other way she got across that burnt out bridge. Unless I can somehow demonstrate it, we'll never know the truth. It looks like the defense is not prepared to offer a sensible explanation. See what I mean? In other words, you're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't the truth. Oh, we know it's not the fucking truth. No. We know it's not the fucking truth. Alright then, witness, let's hear testimony once more. About what, Your Honor? You've admitted that you moved the victim's body. Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation for that to your testimony. Yes, Your Honor. Will this be her final testimony? Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So I must have just gotten confused, I guess. Was the snow still falling? God, how did it start? Does it really matter that much? Or are you saying that there's a way to cross the burning bridge? Yeah, that was just questions! That was an actual testimony! What the fuck? What the fuck? So she's a misunderstanding, I see. This is a photo of Dusky Bridge after it burned down from the lightning blast. It was taken on the morning after the incident. It certainly was burnt to a crisp. One of the suspension wires even snapped. It's amazing the whole bridge didn't fall. I just remembered. Clearly it would be impossible to carry a corpse across a bridge in this condition. Unless I do something to discredit this testimony, it's going to be deemed as the truth, and Maya will be accused of murder. Try. I'm only going to say it one more time. It's only human to err. Only humans can spot the errors of our ways. The more sense he makes, the less sense he makes. Alright, Mr. Wright, please begin your final cross-examination. I have an idea.
Objection!
Oh wait, fuck. And now we only have 3 points.
Hold it!
Yes, but the snow had already stopped when these hits took place. I couldn't have crossed the bridge, actually. But I think it's just like Mr. Godot said. The body did make it across somehow.
Hold it!
You seemed to be quite sure of yourself when you gave your testimony. You said you were sure the snow had already stopped. I'm terribly sorry, I was wrong. Does she really think an apology is going to get her off the hook? Yeah! Even if she does get off the murder, she's still going to be in court for contempt. This is no joke. No joke, you're giving a sworn testimony in court law. Well, Mr. Wright, let me ask you a question. Do you remember what the weather was like 1 week ago today? Huh? Well, naturally it was. You see, it's not that easy to remember, is it? But if it had been some kind of special day, I would have remembered. For example, it was pouring rain on the day of my 11th graduation. No one wants to hear about your childhood traumas, Wright. What? By the time the murder took place, the start already stopped. If you insist on assessing over that one statement, let's see the proof. Shows me evidence that the body somehow crossed the bridge while it was on fire.
Hold it!
But I don't see why there couldn't be a way across. Mr. Wright, don't you think that sounds a bit silly? A dead body crossing the burning bridge. Did anyone actually witness such a thing? How? Otherwise, how could you call someone like that a witness? After all, a dream isn't the same as actually seeing something. Come on this way, so I always everyone to figure it out. But how do you transport a body across a burning bridge? Even if I don't know the exact answer yet, it's okay. I'll start by examining all of my evidence and see what it takes me. I've got to be like a shark, and if I don't keep moving, I'm as good as dead. I know. There it is. Larry sketch. Let's see. Let's compare it to the bridge. Suspension wires. These fucking things are suspension wires.
Objection!
A dead body flying over a burning bridge. I wouldn't exactly rule out the possibility. What? Ha. You're saying it's possible? Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possible about your claim is that it's been pulled out of thin air. about that. In any case, with a witness who did see it happen. Preposterous. It was Larry. If something stinks, it's usually the butts. If something stinks, it's usually the butts. Who is it? Who is this one? I can't check it out here. Could you keep on the attacks and go, go, go? Mr. Lee's Dolan, brilliant and highly gifted apprentice. Laurie Dolan, brilliant, highly gifted apprentice. There's only one thing that was right in that statement, and that was that. He was Talise's apprentice. I mean, to be fair, this is like a pretty decent drawing. This is a pretty decent drawing, to be fair. Remember what he said in his testimony? That night she was at the mountain shop, Heavenly Hall, and that's when he went to the event. I think you've all seen this sketch before. It's an exact drawing of what he witnessed that night. Are you serious? Today's not April Fool's Day, is it? Mr. Wright, are you seriously claiming that the victim flew through the air? Are you using this pathetic scribble to support your argument? Oh, the judge looks like he's about to blow a gasket. Ha. Well, Wright, there's nowhere for you to hide now. Other than looking like it was drawn by a 6-year-old, does this sketch prove anything? Yes, I'm pretty sure it does, and I'm going to prove it. Listen, I know your tricks. You're trying to turn this whole thing upside down. If you're so eager to turn this case upside down, why not start this sketch? Upside down? Why did I just say that? Alright, let's hear the defense's theory. Well, exactly is this sketch trying to show? I don't think old Whiskerface is going to forgive any more mistakes. Alright, Phoenix, look carefully and think this over. Sketch drawing is drawn by Larry Donald is exactly what happened. Of course, the victim was flying through the air. You can see it right there in his head. Whoosh. You know, he's starting to remember the mistakes of this. Ah, that's tough. Do you have any reflected and flew through the air? Just so you know, there's him discovered a giant human body in a temple. I wish they had. Even if you're a lousy liar, at least you're one cop's worth of entertainment. I think we should skip the penalty this time. There must be someone I didn't know. Okay, I know this is the right thing. Let's just... A complete contradiction. Something is obviously funny about this sketch. I'm no art critic, but even I can see that. No, that's why I'm not. Oh, I mean, Runner. Louis Stoneham stated that over and over that this sketch was exactly as he saw it. However, if we're to believe his testimony, then the sketch contradicts reality as we know it. It contradicts reality? Ha. This is getting interesting. Looks like you're back to that finger pointing thing again. Okay, great. So it actually contradicts reality as we know it.
Take that!
It's flying figure, actually. After all, people haven't learned to fly here, or did I miss something? Missed the right answer just now. It's lethal. Ah! Can I start the dragon out? Rethink things. It's the suspension wires. Oh wait. I have to... Nothing today, just do that. Anyways, I think it is. Take that! It's this way connected to the bridge. The wire? Ha. Is that the thing that contradicts reality? Uh-huh. It is indeed. It shows the reality it supposedly conflicts with. This metal will point out how the sketch contradicts reality. That is the ski bridge.
Take that!
That's the only photo we have of the bridge, so if it's not, other than, you know, the map. But like, if it's not the right thing, then kill me now. That's a photo of the ski bridge, correct? Yes. Now compare the sketch and the photo for a minute. In the sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard wires. But on the actual ski bridge, jumping Jehoshaphat, the wires are below the guardrails. What? Yeah. Order! The sketch is somewhat different than what's depicted in this photo. However, isn't it likely that the artist just saw it wrong? Or perhaps he just drew it wrong. Either way, it sounds like you're just wrong. With someone like Lurie's, I admit a mistake is a definite possibility. Then that begs the question, why did he make a mistake? What was the reason? Think you know the answer to that? Listen, think back, okay? Alright? Remember what Lurie's was doing when he witnessed this event? He was at Heavenly Hall waiting for another that was never going to come. He waited and waited and he finally laid down. And then lightning shoots from the sky and sets the bridge aflame. I don't know what sort of position Lurie's must have been in at that time. He was lying on his back, which is why he remembered the scene the way he did. He was lying on his back. I can't see how it relates. But it does, Your Honor. This is the reason why the wires in the sketch go upside down. Ah! No way. Luis Donham witnessed the event while he was lying on his back, face up. In other words, the scene I saw was actually upside down. So then, this sketch should actually be... I think you finally get it, Your Honor. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm going to sneeze, and it is horrendous. The correct way to view the Luis Donham sketch is like this. This is how it should actually look. The victim's body wasn't flying above the bridge. It was actually swinging below. That's right, just like a pendulum. Ridiculous. It isn't ridiculous at all.
Objection!
One thing to say, a pendulum? The bridge was burning to a crisp, there's no way to get across it. But if the body had been found at the inner temple, it would cause problems. This is when the family decided to gamble. They used the burning bridge to get the body across to the other side. The pendulum was the only way to get it done. Let's think about this for a minute, shall we? The ski bridge is about 20 yards long, which means it's about that far from the inner temple to the opposite cliff. Yes, that sounds about right. In order to cover that distance with a pendulum, you need a rope at least 10 yards long. To get a rope that long, you'd have to plan ahead. Burning the bridge was planning ahead. Burning the bridge. Oh wait, no. The lightning strike caused the burning of the bridge. Never mind. The lightning strike that night can only have been an accident. So does it make sense that the culprit would have prepared the rope beforehand? So then, he didn't have to get the rope ready. The rope was already right in front of them. What? I'm saying that it was just a matter of using what was already there. In that case, Mr. Wright, please give us an explanation to support your theory. Rope is meant to create a pendulum. The thingy. Suspension rope. And the meaning of this is, if you want to know where the rope came from, it's hanging right there in front of your glorious beard. Ah, this is one of the wires from the bridge. He does have a glorious beard though, doesn't he? Very glorious beard indeed. When the lightning struck the bridge and set it on fire, one of the suspension wires came loose from its anchor. The criminal didn't have any time to waste, So they tied the wire across the least Donham's body. Dun dun dun! Because there was simply no way to move the body. Ha. My man's chucking a coffee. Mr. Godot. You good there, dude? That's fucking hot coffee. Hot bit of coffee. It seems that Mr. Godot is more focused on his coffee than answering my question. Yeah, exactly. My man loves his coffee, alright. My man loves his coffee. Seems like the odds of a rope being readily available were very high. So I suppose that is not an impossible after all. Possible or impossible? That's not the question we need to answer. There's only one question. Did that really happen? Try it. I wonder if you can prove what happened. Do you have any actual evidence that the body took over like the pendulum? Before I present my evidence, let me review what we know so far. According to the photo, one of the wires snapped. Looking at the map, we can see it's the one that was in front of the temple. So then, that was the spot where the criminal... Yes, precisely. Now let us consider the body's movements by looking at the overhead map again. If the body was pushed from this point here, it would drop on the opposite bank at approximately this point. Did you say drop? Yes, it must have failed to catch the body on the other bank. What makes you think something like that happened? Because I have evidence that suggests the body dropped some distance. What kind of evidence? Take a look at this autopsy report. It says here that her body fell about 10 feet after her death. 10 feet, huh? That's most likely the height difference between the two sides. The body overswung due to the forward momentum, but then came loose and fell about 10 feet. And then, as a result of the landing impact, this crystal sphere was knocked loose. Yes, this blood-stained amethyst crystal is one that came off of Miss Elise Donham's staff. Even more important is the place where this crystal sphere was found. Indeed, I believe it's already marked on this overhead map. The crystal was found precisely, Your Honor, in the very spot where the pendulum would arrive if given a proper speed. This explains your theory quite well, Mr. Wright. You provided us with a way the body could have been moved that night. An impressive deduction, Mr. Wright. Most impressive. Mr. Wright. I think this cold coffee might help you cool down. You still have coffee in that thing? Jesus fucking Christ. After you fucking chugging it. Jesus Christ. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Godot? Come on, dude. That was a dark and better guess that you would try it. But you forgot about one thing. Oh, and what would that be? The aroma. Huh? Yeah, her is right, what the fuck? A coffee's most reliable accomplice is its deep and profound aroma. I know what you're saying now. And the rest of the quote doesn't speak coffee means. Can you elaborate a bit more? He's basically saying, where the fuck is the other accomplice then? If the criminal had sent the body to the other side like you say, then naturally there must have been an accomplice lying in wait to catch it. An accomplice? The criminal was able to cross this bridge, so he captured the body. What do you have to say about that, right? Mr. Godot is correct. This can't be the work of a single person. Well, Mr. Wright, you know what you must do. Yes, Your Honor. The body couldn't have made it to Hasbro Temple without an accomplice. Very well then, if you please, Mr. Wright. Who was the person that received the body in Hasbro Temple? Iris. It was Iris.
Take that!
It was Iris that received it. It can only be you, Sister Iris. Huh? Ah, but I was see why you're so surprised. The only way to transport the body from Dusky Bridge is by snowmobile. But with her bad back, Sister Bikini could never pick up a body like that. You're the only one that could have done it. Try. Were you even listening to the witness's testimony? On the night of the crime, this little cutie pie was on cleanup duty in the temple garden after the mother dog bloodbath. I've forgotten, but have you, Mr. Widow? This witness was also seen at Hazakura Temple, desecrating the corpse of the victim. Strange indeed. It's almost as if the defendant was in two different places at the same time. Sister Iris, let me ask you something. Why didn't you mention it when you first gave your testimony? Mention what? The pendulum, of course. Using a sketch drawn by an eyewitness, I've established how the body was moved using the burnt-out footage, which means it's now facts that this occurred, something you've already known. You should have known. No, I had no idea. I didn't know anything about pendulum. The body couldn't have been passed along to the other side without your help, so you should have known about it. In fact, it'd be impossible for you to be clueless about this whole thing. Because you're not really Iris to begin with. What? How can you say that, Mr. Wright? What kind of nonsense is this? You're saying this witness isn't Harris in the temple? Are you serious? Try. You mean this woman is? We all know who she is. There's no one else beside Iris that could have received the corpse that night. Now I get it. Now I know why I've been sick to my stomach this whole trial. How did Mina change so suddenly from yesterday? I was just trying to pin this murder on Maya. The woman that's standing at the witness stand. Her real name is Dahlia. There she is. Fucking Dahlia Hawthorne. Never thought I'd have to utter your name again. Let alone see you. It's been a long time. Dahlia Hawthorne. Hawthorne? Yes. Sister Iris had a twin sister. And you're looking at her, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Distant bells, but bells nonetheless. It's just your imagination, perhaps. This file contains all the relevant data about Dahlia Hawthorne. She's deceased, yes, but spiritually. Yeah, spiritually. Yeah. Oh yes, I remember now. That case, 5 years ago. My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine. He has not changed in the past. The truth has not changed in the past 5 years. But according to this, Dahlia Hawthorne is already dead, since her execution was carried out last month. So what? Death has no meaning in this courtroom. What? Yes, exactly. You have seen Maya, both Maya and Pearl, channel Mia, a dead woman. You know this. You fucking know that. Something is going on with the dead. Order. Wait a moment. How can you... My sister, she's already dead. What kind of...
Objection!
You of all people should already understand. After all, the blood of the master of the Korean channeling technique flows within that body. The Korean channeling technique? Now have I heard that? That's right, you're not Dahlia Hawthorne herself. You're the spirit of Dahlia currently inhabiting the body of a spirit medium. Oh, exciting story. Exciting but quite impossible. The asking us to buy that Dahlia Hawthorne just happened to be channeled by someone on the very night of the murder to the temple where her twin sister Iris was. If we're going to put things that way, then yes.
Objection!
You're supposed to believe a coincidence like that happens. Naturally, it is no coincidence. The whole thing was part of a plan from the very beginning. It's all written right here in these instructions. Oh, what's that? These instructions were written by your mother, Morgan Hay, and part of the plan called for Dahlia Hawthorne to be channeled. That night, there were 2 irises at Hazakura's temple. Further, even the time of the channel was planned out. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, in other words, 10 p.m. However, Iris was seen before dinner time. That means the Iris that was at dinner was the real Iris. And the Iris who gave me the hole in the main hall was also the real Iris. Meaning that the Iris sister Bikini saw in the temple was someone else dressed as her, namely Dahlia Hawthorne. You know what you say, right? This whole channeling the spirit channeling Dahlia Hawthorne business. This is true that you find plans that talk about it. However, there's one thing that perfectly isn't clear. The standing in the witness stand is the real Iris. What? What? Nuh-uh. Calm down and remember what you know about the night of the crime. After meeting Sister Bikini, the Dahlia Hawthorne that had been channeled would have been stranded at the end of the temple due to the lightning strike. It was later that the body was moved by the pendulum. That's right, naturally that would mean that the Iris that received the body was the real Iris. Are you with me so far? Yes. After being notified of what happened, the police came to Hazakura Temple's main hall. There they found Iris in her room and arrested her. The police solicited provision at the detention center. Yes, I suppose. Can't deny any of that. Thank goodness. It looks like he's finally convinced even. But something still feels off. Well, I'm still not convinced that the Iris hair is the same one from the other night. I suppose you're about to say something really ridiculous. Like the real Iris and the spirit of Dahlia somehow switched places. Yeah. To be perfectly honest, there's still quite a few things I don't understand about Kingdom. Now, unless we confirm the witness's identity, we can't continue this trial. Iris doesn't have the spiritual power needed to channel Dahlia, which means they must have switched places somewhere. Well, Mr. Wright, since the time she was arrested at Hazakura Temple, have there been any chances for Iris to switch places with Dahlia? Yes. Your Honor, I think there might have been one chance. Oh, explain yourself. Yesterday for a few minutes, Iris's whereabouts were unknown. Unknown? What do you mean? What I mean is, there was a span of time in which Iris was able to move about freely, unsupervised. But who was it? Who would give a murder suspect time to move about freely like that? I'm sorry, I know you didn't mean to. It wasn't your fault. The person who gave Iris the time to move freely about was our beloved this is Mr. Edgeworth, isn't it? Your Honor, there was a fairly large earthquake yesterday, was there not? An earthquake? An earthquake! Goodness, in a temple! This is kind of traumatizing. How could I have? She fled. She escaped. We went to the inner temple. We went to the inner temple right away. And it's true, Iris was already there. However, they had already switched places by a point in time. When I arrived at the training hall, I was met by none other than Dahlia Hawthorne. That's quite enough already, Mr. Wright. Now see here. No judge in his right mind would consider the right of spiritual. Be quiet. It's Dahlia. That's one of her sprites. That's Dahlia. That's one of her sprites. It's been a long time. That voice. Guess I'll have to ask again. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules. Dahlia Hawthorne. And my current profession? Permanently retired. Ha. So you're not going to bother hiding your identity anymore, huh? Why should I? After all, I'm dead. There's really nothing you can do to punish me. Oh, what is going on here? Dahlia Hawthorne. Never thought we'd meet again. And I never thought we'd meet like this. But this time, I'll end it. For her and for myself. To be continued. Woo! Say yes. Please stop going back. Now then, let's continue where we left off, shall we? Well, witness? Yes, how can I help you, Mr. Judge? Well, it seems that if we're going to learn the truth, we need to hear your testimony. I've no problem with that, but when you've seen what I have, sometimes the truth is better left unknown. In any case, let's hear your testimony. Tell us about the plan that was carried out that night. The whole plan began with my death. A stupid plan hatched by Morgan Fay to install her own daughter as the next master. For it to work, Maya Fay would first have to die. The idea was for me to kill Maya and then have the blame pinned on Iris. I don't know, but it seems to have succeeded anyway. So that means we really are. Wait a minute. Did you just say the plan was to kill Maya Fay? Yes, you have a problem with that? Don't give us that nonsense, there's no way that. Watch yourself, right? If you've got a problem, solve it during a cross-examination. That's one of my rules. Mr. Godot is correct. And by the way, that's one of my rules as well. To kill Maya? Could it be true? Cross-examination. I mean, we all know who this own daughter is. It's Pearl. She wanted Pearl to become the next master. You were executed last month, correct? Yes, as hanged. It wasn't exactly pleasant. How did you manage to discuss the plan? Why did you talk with Morgan Fay? Last year, she was transferred to the same detention centre as me. Since I was on death row and she was my mother, it was actually pretty easy to meet with her. I see, so that's when you discussed the plan. Ha, are you crazy? At first that woman was planning to kill me as well. Even though I'm her own daughter, I was to make Pearl Fay the master of Korean. She's a cool, twisted woman. She thought she could finally regain her lost honour. The honour she lost when her younger sister, Misty, took her place as the master. Ever since that day, she's been working on this plan. I'll plan her.
Hold it!
You're talking about Pearl Fay, is that correct? Yes. Though at first she had high hopes for the two of us. You and your twin sister Iris? That's correct. Fortunately, neither of us had that much spiritual power. That's why we were abandoned by her, along with our father. Abandoned? The only person I ever really cared about in life was myself. My sister was a nuisance, so I convinced my father to leave her at an old temple. You mean Iris? Yes, my father remarried a woman who also had a daughter. The less children you have, the more money is to go around, right? On top of that, my father had absolutely no interest in children in general. How horrible. Really horrible was that woman. That bitter, vengeful woman. It was her stubbornness that gave birth to a child, Pearl Fay. She was born with an abundance of spiritual power reflecting to her. Morgan Fay heaped all of her broken hopes and dreams onto that poor child's back. All because of her pathetic dreams of having the bloodline become the main family.
Hold it!
Maya would have to die, but why? For our bloodline to succeed as the main family, thus making Pearl the new master. The remaining descendants of the current master had to be taken care of. But Pearl would never agree to a plan like that. She does, Maya. How sad. You still don't get it, do you? But Pearl had nothing to do with it. Morgan didn't care one bit about Pearl. The only thing she cared about was the position of the master. That's all. That's ridiculous. She was willing to sacrifice anything and anyone to achieve her goal. The life of her daughter, and naturally the life of Maya Fey as well. How could anyone do that?
Hold it!
You were going to kill Maya? How do I need to know anything about it? All she had to do was follow the instructions in the letter and tell me. Then I would have simply used her body and finished the job. In any case, I'm already dead, and there's nothing any of you can do for me. So the plan was to blame the crime on your younger twin, my sister Iris has killed her temple. She and I look absolutely identical. No one can tell us apart. If someone were to witness me kill Maya, naturally they would think it was Iris that had done it. And the witness in this case was the head-on sister Bikini. Never would have guessed she was going to return to Hezekiah Temple that night. But she would have seen Iris' crime anyway. But why did you want to pin the murder on Iris in the first place? She's your twin sister, isn't she? Twin sister? Don't make me laugh. She's nothing but a backstabber. I couldn't care less about her. Backstabber? You just don't understand. You never will. Anyway.
Hold it!
You think the plan was a success? You heard me. Just like that woman had hoped. My Faye is dead. And as I thought the master would pass on to Carl Faye. But who is channeling you? And that's absurd. Maya is just... She's just trapped. Trapped inside the sacred cavern. Really? You're as foolishly optimistic as ever, aren't you, my darling Feeny? God, yeah, we haven't heard that in a while. He hasn't heard that in a while. Do you want to know the truth? Ever since we met, I've despised you. Your sniveling naivete and your pathetic faith in other people. Just want to know one thing. What did you personally think of Morgan's Faye's plan? I told you already, didn't I? It was a stupid plan. No value for them fulfilling her with all greedy desires. Yes, there's certainly nothing to be proud of. If that's how you feel, why did you have her carry it out? Why would you do it? Why would you kill Maya? You may not understand, being the kind and gentle soul that you are. You may not be able to appreciate why someone like me would help a woman like that. Tell me, why? Isn't it obvious? I'm not like that woman. I only act in my own self-interest. The reason I helped her was for myself. For my own personal satisfaction. What did you say? So this woman, Dahlia Hawthorne, she had her own reason for wanting Maya dead. Could it be that your actual goal had nothing to do with Maya Fey herself? As I said, none of you have the power to punish me anymore because I'm already dead. Well, I had the same problem, you see. You can't punish the dead, but you can't take revenge against them either. You wanted to take revenge and so on? I was sentenced to die because of that woman, Mia Fey. I somehow knew this was it. I wanted to send her a message. It was at her hands that I suffered my first humiliation. I wanted her to feel the same pain she made me feel. Sadly, when I realized revenge was impossible, I gave up. And the reason it was impossible because Mia Fey had already died. Yes, and I realized there's only one way to take revenge against the dead. And how do you do that? Even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, lives on forever. I want to take away the person that Mia Fey loved most. I want to kill her with my own hands. That would be the one and only way I could take my revenge against Mia Fey. That was the reason I helped out with that woman's plans. Just for that you would kill Maya? Because it's no different than now Morgan Fey. As they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. What a cruel plan. Cruel, cold, and heartless. Don't waste your time preaching to the dead. What I told you, there's nothing you can do to me. That night. About 9:30, I'm and materialize into this world. In my hand, I put on a demon warding hood. And I picked up the staff that was by my side in the Psssttt temple, so it was at least Donna who found her after all. That ridiculous head no never noticed a thing. She left my effect in a temple. I wobbled back, clutching her poor old back. But what did you do then? That kid was easier to handle than I had hoped. Maya. I caught up with her in front of the stone lantern, and I took out the dagger I got from the stone woman. Ah, she didn't know about the staff, and the sword of the staff. So then you're saying you stabbed Maya? It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that. What does that mean? No clear memory? I don't know. I think I was stabbed. You were stabbed? At the last minute, Maya Faye must have stabbed me. I'm sure. That's not like her at all. Maya wouldn't stab a French fry with a plastic fork. Anyway, I suddenly had lost consciousness. But before I did, I just called her name in the lantern. Just as I was passing out, I wrote Maya behind my back. I'd hoped it would cast suspicion on her. I can't believe she was thinking of that until the bitter end. That's where my memory temporarily stops. It stops? I don't have any memory of actually killing Maya Faye with my own two hands. My very last memory was Maya's terror-filled eyes. When I woke up after that, I was in the sacred cavern surrounded by darkness. You're in the sacred cavern? The entrance was sealed with one of those trick locks. Somehow I had been trapped in there, but how did you wind up in there? I'd like to know that myself. Anyway, I was worried. I didn't know whether or not Maya Faye was dead, and I swore I wouldn't return to the underworld until I knew I had killed her myself. For a ghost, you want tough cooking. I wanted to get out of there and make sure she was dead, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't get out. The trick lock stopped you, huh? I didn't know how to remove it. So then you're saying you were actually confined against your will inside the sacred cabin? Yes, I wanted to get rid of that annoying lock as soon as possible, but it wasn't easy. I kept getting interrupted while I was working on it. Interrupted? It was early in the morning, but someone came into the training hall. What? Who? Could it have been Maya? I thought the same thing. I couldn't see. Why not? If someone had spied me, I would have lost my chance to take revenge. So I made sure to hide myself well at the back of the sacred cabin. That morning, only 2 people could have gone into the training hall. Maya and Pearls. Pearls went there to cover the hanging skull and gravy. Still, I finally managed to remove the lock, but I was too late. What do you mean by that? The flies had already started to gather. Gumshoe. The bridge had been fixed and the police had started their investigation, correct? Naturally, I couldn't go out, so instead, I returned to the cabin and put the lock back on myself. I realized I wanted to get a chance to see Maya's corpse as I had hoped, but just then, Lady Luck showed up. Lady Luck? After that big earthquake, she showed up all by herself. Iris. The real Iris? She said she'd come to make sure the sacred cabin was alright. Stupid girl. I came out from the sacred cabin and got a feel for the situation. And I locked her away in my place. I finally learned exactly what happened. It was then that I learned that the plan had actually been succeeded. What do you mean your plan had succeeded? I'd misunderstood one thing, you see. That night, the one that had summoned me, I assumed that it was Pearl Faye. And of course, you would assume that. It was written in the instructions. But I was wrong. The person that had actually caught my spirit back was Elise. Misty Faye. Picture book author. What? Well, that's really the only possibility, isn't it? After I lost consciousness in the garden, it was her body that was left lying there. Maya Faye. I wasn't able to kill her with my own 2 hands after all. But even so, I made her commit the most vile sin a human can commit. And that is matricide. The sin of killing her own mother. No way! Order in the court. But speaking of this, it's true that I was the one who attacked my Faye. But even so, the murderer who actually snuffed out Misty Faye's life was none other than your darling little Maya. Ridiculous! That's nonsense. Are you sure about that? Just think about it. There's even evidence supporting these facts, isn't there? What? What do you mean? What is this so-called evidence? The fact that Maya Faye had disappeared is evidence enough, isn't it? Huh? The idea that she's still in this sacred cabin is just ridiculous. She wasn't able to escape from near the temple. That was obvious. In that case, there's only one place she could be. Oh, where? How to spell it out? The bottom of Eagle River. Where else? The Eagle River? Maya Faye killed her long-lost mother. One question, Dahlia. Whose body are you inhabiting right now? Because the thing is, whenever let's remember that whenever Mia has inhabited Maya's body, or whenever she's inhabited Pearl's body, she still has the same hair color and hairstyle as Pearl and Maya. Let me bring it up. I can probably find her. Let's find a screenshot. Now may you remember that Mia had brown hair. And this is Mia inhabiting Maya. I've got it like partial screened, like minimized, but you can see. And down here is when Mia is inhabiting Pearl. They keep the same hair color. So question. So let's say if Dahlia was inhabiting Pearl, she would still have the light brown hair that Pearl had. So what I'm trying to say here is, Dahlia, are you actually inhabiting Maya's body? Because the thing is, she couldn't be in Misty's body because Misty's dead. The only other character that has black hair is Iris, and what you've told us, Iris is stuck in the sacred cabin where, you know, Francisca is trying to get the trick locks off. Maya Faye killed her long-lost mother. Can you imagine the guilt she must have felt when she realized that? That's why she threw herself into the Eagle River. Most bodies don't wind up in there unless it's forever. No, Phoenix is though, because he's a fucking... He's just built different. So what do you have to say now, Phoenix? Someone's calling? Who the fuck is calling? Oops. Sorry, that's my phone. What kind of ringtone is that? Go here. Okay, thanks. Is there something important? They just finished removing the locks from the sacred cabin. That's great. What about Maya? There was a woman in the cage. Was it Maya Faye? It was the accused, Sister Iris. Huh? I look so surprised. I got to her in there yesterday. I just finished telling you that. So what about Maya? Where's she? There's no one else found inside the sacred cabin. No, it can't be. Phoenix, think for 2 more seconds about how much you know about spirit channeling. I told you, didn't I? She's dead. No. No! It seems that this case has come to an end. A tragic end. Sadly, it appears the killer of Elise Donham, also known as Misty Faye, was her own daughter, Maya Faye. Overcome with guilt for what she had done, Maya Faye jumped to her death into the raging waters of the Eagle River. It can't be. How? Right. Have you ever heard this one? Once you eliminate the impossible, what remains must be the truth, no matter how improbable it may seem. What is that supposed to mean, Prosecutor Goodell? According to this witness, Maya Faye threw herself into the Eagle River. However, is that really the truth? Remember, this woman testified earlier that the bridge was already on fire when the murder was taking place in the garden, which means if Maya had thrown herself into the river, it must have been from the inner temple side near the bridge. That's why she jumped from. But she would have jumped onto the rocks. But that's impossible. It's impossible to jump into the river from there. What? Don't get your panties all twisted up, Wright. Just relax and think through the whole thing again. So it's impossible. Maya couldn't have thrown herself into Eagle River. Well done, Mr. Wright. Miss Hawthorne claimed Miss Faye threw herself into the river from the inner temple side. Give it any evidence that refutes this claim? We have the map. It's impossible to jump into the Eagle River from the inner temple side. No one knows that better than this witness. What did you say? 11 years ago, you jumped into the very same river. Just take a look at this overhead map. As you can see, below the cliff on the temple side is a big shelf. Oh, yeah, you're right. She would have reached the river if she had jumped off from there. In other words, if she had jumped, we should be able to see her body in this photo. So you finally figured it out. No! Ada. You're just playing with me. My Faye's body is at the bottom of the river. There's nowhere else you could be possibly hiding. Miss Hawthorne, have you ever heard of this one before? Once you eliminate the impossible, what remains must be the truth. Yes, just a few minutes ago. My Faye wasn't inside the sacred cabin. We now know that she didn't throw herself into the Eagle River. Correct. That eliminates all the most likely possibilities. Now, although it seems improbable, there's still one other place she could be. What? Why is this one possibility you're talking about? That's obviously a bluff. So where's her dead body then? Finally, I think those pieces are falling into place. Remember, the living have no way to punish the dead. But I think there is one way to give Dahlia Hawthorne the ultimate punishment. Shall I tell you, Miss Hawthorne? Shall I tell you where my face in this very instance? She is in this very courtroom. There's only one possibility left. Namely, she's right here in this very courtroom. What? My face here? See, she's here in my courtroom. Dahlia Hawthorne, I seem to recall that you said I've misunderstood one thing you see. So what? I think there's one more thing you misunderstood. What do you mean? Tell me something. At this very moment, who is channeling Dahlia Hawthorne? Oh, wait, that's obvious. It's Pearl Faye, that pathetic little sniveling front. You're wrong. Pearl's tried, but she couldn't do it. I've never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time that it's happened. Isn't there any explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit? It could happen if someone else was already channeling the same spirit. Someone called me before Pearl did? But who? Pearl's even tried again on the day after the crime, but she couldn't do it. What could that mean? Maybe the truth has become clearer to you right about now, am I correct? It wasn't Pearls that channeled you. There's someone who called you before she could. That being our beloved Maya Faye. This is an easy one. Pearls couldn't do it. And Misty Faye is gone. There's only one possibility left. Come on already. Can't stand the tension. Dahlia Hawthorne, the person channeling you right now must be Maya Faye. What? How can that be? Remember what this witness Dahlia Hawthorne said about her goal? She said that her goal was to kill Maya Fey. Yes, that's right. But if Maya had channeled the spirit of someone else trying to kill her... Ha. Well, Grumps, what would happen? Could it be? Looks like you finally understand, Your Honor. Oh, I don't. What are you going on about? What I'm going on about is the reason why I channeled you. There's only one reason. To protect herself from you. To protect herself from me? Yeah. Without the crime, you are only interested in one thing. Killing Maya Fey. The path back to Hazakura was closed off and there was nowhere for her to run. Welcome on in, Ace. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Ace. How are you? I am doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty well. We're just playing through the last trial for the Bridge to Turnabout, which is the last case in the Phoenix Wright trilogy. How are you doing, Ace? Have you got any goals this year? Play through Ace Attorney Chronicles and the Apollo Justice trilogy. That is it. That is it so far. That is it. That is completely it so far. I mean, I do have a few other games I kind of maybe want to play. Maybe. Like, I kind of want to play Unpacking. But that's like it. That's like it. That's like it, basically. Oh yeah. I also want to do like maybe a few more like edited videos on YouTube. Like, not like long ones, but like maybe like a few minutes long. But yeah, that is it. That is it. That is basically it. So then the problem of the game, where would the safest place to hide? You mean that's when she channeled me? All this time you thought you had been channeled by Pearls. That's why it never occurred to you. That's my hiding place. Was you. No. Don't say that. You're saying that Dahlia Hawthorne was played for a fool by that little whelp? Yep. Yeah. Maya Fey killed us, isn't it obvious? Sorry, but no. It would have been impossible for her to jump to equal with her. This was the only avenue of escape open to Maya. The only way that Maya could disappear from the inner temple. I don't believe you. A stupid little girl like that who has never been out in the real world. She could never have come up with a plan like that. Who could have ever given her such a brilliant idea? Well, me, of course. Mia! It's me! Mia Fey! We love Mia. Mia's great. It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne. I forgot Mia came back in this case. We love Mia. Mia's great. So it's true. It was you. Yes. How? Use something else. But what are you doing here? That hair is Pearls, right? Tell me something, Dahlia. I want you to think back to that night one more time. You just cornered Maya in the inner temple's garden. And then, in the final moments of the fight, you lost consciousness. I was stabbed by Maya Fey. Actually, Maya lost consciousness at the same time as you. She did? That's terribly surprising since she was about to be killed. When she woke up, she was in the training call. That's when Maya decided she needed help, so she channeled me. She explained in a memo the situation she was in. She asked me what I thought she should do. She did that? I can't believe it. Of course I didn't have all the details. But one thing was perfectly clear, and that was... I knew that you couldn't be allowed to wander free. Free? What do you mean? It was a race against time, so I wrote down 2 things that Maya had to do. Channel Dahlia Hawthorne as soon as possible, and lock himself in the sacred cabin until help arrived. So it was Maya who put that lock there. Yes, but why did you order her to do those 2 things? If she hadn't done it, Dahlia Hawthorne would have been channeled by someone else. By one Pearl Fey. Pearls? Yes, Pearl didn't properly understand the plan, so all she was trying to do was follow her mother, Morgan Fey's instructions. If she had succeeded in channeling Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit, things would have turned out very badly, to put it mildly. So that's how it was. Dahlia Hawthorne would have used the body of Pearl Faye to kill Maya at all costs. Yes, it certainly sounds like that was the intent all along. How dare you? I won't forget this. Why not just admit it, Dahlia Hawthorne? Your little plan was nothing but a big failure. Yeah. Another failure to add to the pile of shame, wouldn't you say? What do you mean by another? Think about it, Dahlia. Remember all your past crimes? Not a single one of them was a success. They all ended in failure. What? How dare you? 11 years ago. The fake kidnapping. The very first crime. Got your hands on a $2 million diamond, but after Terry Fowles escaped and went to meet with Valerie Hawthorne, the truth was exposed. Shut your mouth, that's not my fault. It was because of that stupid oath of a prisoner and that weakling of a policewoman. And then, 1 year later, you tried to kill me. Well, I'm still alive, but you wound up killing someone else. As a result, you were sentenced to death. It's one stupid move after another for you, but it's no longer funny. You wipe that smoke happy-go-lucky smile off your face. And now this. You messed up again. You let Myra Faye escape, even though she was right there in front of you. Mia Faye. You spinster. I was supposed to kill Maya Faye like I swore I would. And if only you had gotten this spiky-head jerk the guilty verdict, I wouldn't have been hanged to death. True. I think you finally understand, Dahlia Hawthorne. You will never defeat me. What? What did you say? If you're alive, dead, or somewhere in between, you will never defeat me. As long as I'm around, you're destined to lose for all of eternity. Even in death, Mia Faye is still a badass. I remember what you said earlier in the trial. You said there was no way we could punish you because you were already dead. What about it? And you said, even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on forever. That's very true, Dahlia. That's exactly the punishment you'll never be able to escape from. For all of eternity, you have to remain as Dahlia Hawthorne, a miserable, pathetic, weak creature who can never win at anything. There's no escape from now, no hope for freedom. Since the day you were executed, a narrow bridge that once stretched out in front of you has bent to a crisp. You're wrong. It can't be. How could I lose to the likes of you? It no longer matters. I don't care whether you win or lose anymore. The only thing I want is for you to come out of Maya's body right now. Average 8 to 10 year witness breakdown. I'm not ready. Not ready to go. Guys can't come to that line. The Magatama. It's Wright! Nick, sis. Now then, I assume you are the real Iris? Yes, I was just rescued from the sacred cabin. I must say, you and your twin sister are indeed identical from what I can see. In any case, it appears that everything has finally been cleared up. Mr. Godot, what happened to Dahlia Hawthorne? You ask me, Your Honor? It looks like she went back to the hell she came from. Seems like Misty Faye wasn't the only victim of this crime. Maya Faye, as well as the young Pearl Faye, were also victims of this wicked and selfish plan. Yes, Your Honor. The tragedy of Medium Valley has finally come to an end, it seems. It would be best for everyone if no further attempt was made to channel that spirit ever again. Your Honor? Yes, what is it? About this whole spirit medium thing. It's almost weird how comfortable you seem to be with the concept now. Well, to be frank, my younger brother is quite judgmental. He often criticizes me for not studying hard enough. That's why I made a constant effort to study up on the Korean community. Hey, isn't that the New Year's issue of Opal? I've seen quite a few things in my many years on the bench. And now that time, I finally learned this one thing. Each case is different and takes place in its own world, if you will. In order to fully understand that world, first we have to immerse ourselves in it completely. And that's where my brother and I used to differ. We're not far of it that way. At any rate, it's time to pass judgment in the case of Iris of Hazakura Temple.
Objection!
What the fuck do you have? What problem do you have now, Godot? What fucking problem do you have now? You're a little too fast with that gavel. Your Honor. What do you mean by that, Mr. Godot? This trial. It isn't over yet. That's what it means. But what? Try it. I know what this evil spirit said in her testimony. Dahlia's testimony? I caught up with her in front of the stone lantern. I took out the dagger I got from the storeroom and... It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that. I think I was stabbed. Just as Dahlia Hawthorne was about to attack Maya, she was stabbed and killed by someone. Yes, that's right. The person that was ultimately killed was the spirit medium that channeled Dahlia. Misty Faye. At least don't know. No, Misty Faye. But who killed her? We still don't know who did it. This isn't over? I mean, yeah. Iris could have still done it. Unless someone else is found guilty, the accused is still on trial. I can't let her walk until there's evidence that proves her innocence. No way. But this court isn't prepared for any future further testimony. The prosecution is ready to call on a final witness. Final witness? This one will clear up the whole mystery. The mystery of who killed Misty Faye. Indeed. Is it really alright, Mr. Prosecutor? Of course it's alright. Madam Attorney. Very well then. Who is this final witness? Ha, isn't it obvious? There's one person who saw the whole event and who put the final dagger in this case. Someone who saw the murder take place. The very person who saw her mother killed in front of her own eyes. You mean Maya? She can't testify after what she's just been through. Please defend the truth. Prosecution calls Maya Faye to a witness stand. Very well. But first, we'll take a brief recess. We'll have to wait for Miss Faye to recover before summoning her. Once we receive the doctor's permission, we'll proceed with the trial. Hey, Wright, I've got something to say to you, so listen up. What is it? I don't think much of you as a lawyer. It's always the same with you. You somehow manage to just squeak by without even a faint understanding of the case. Some beautiful woman always seems to come dashing in at the last minute to save you. You've got some nerve. But that's not going to happen this time. This time, you're going to have to do this by yourself. That's enough. This court is now in recess. You good, Iris? I'm truly sorry about everything. You were working so hard to defend me, but I was missing all day and we didn't even have a chance to talk. She's right. When I met Iris at the training hall yesterday, they had already switched places, and Iris was inside the sacred cavern. I wanted to at least be in the defendant's box today to move you on. But it wasn't your fault. You were locked in up this whole time. There's something more important than that though. I have to ask you, why did you help your sister out as much as you did? Huh? If you had tried to get help at the sacred cabin yesterday, you wouldn't have spent an entire day locked up in there. My sister, I felt sorry for her. She was abandoned by our mother and never got any love from her father either. Yeah, but it was the same for you too, wasn't it? Yeah, but at least I had Sister Bikini, who was like a mother to me. If only Dahlia had come with me to Hazakura Temple. I always loved her. Dahlia was always so smart, so strong. She never complained about things. That's why I promised her that I would help her. Are you talking about the fake kidnapping case 11 years ago? Yes. I wanted to be useful to her in some way. But as usual, I was too cowardly, and at the last minute I ran away. Because of that, Dahlia's stepsister, Valerie, ended up. That was the case that wounded me so badly. But things didn't end up there, of course. Some people suspected that my sister was involved in the murder. Some people? You must mean, yes, two defense attorneys, DFA and Diego Armando. After poisoning Mr. Armando, he was getting too close to learning the truth. Dahlia even tried to kill the person who had unknowingly hid the poison to her. You. That's right. Iris, there's one more thing I have to ask you. Yes, what is it? In the night of the murder, the person that cleaned up the corpse of the victim, at least one of them, was it really you? Yes, it was me. That night after I rang the lights out though, I went back to my room. Around 10:30, I received a call on my cell phone. There's a problem, come to the inner temple right away. I got in the snowmobile and headed for the inner temple, but the path to the inner temple was cut off, right? Exactly. We can't just leave the body here, so you've got to do this exactly as I say, got it? It was me. I was the one that received the body. The murder weapon had been left in her body so she wouldn't bleed too much. The staff that Mr. Khalees always held. I knew it. So the actual murder weapon was the staff? Yes, that's right. I brought the body back to Hazakura Temple on the snowmobile. But why? Why did you alter the body? I didn't want anyone to know that the staff was the murder weapon. I didn't want to leave anything that would lead back to Mr. Faye. So I dressed her in a robe, then I stabbed her with the Shito. I wiped the blood off the staff's blade and left it next to her on the ground. Why don't you just throw it in the river? Alright, just tell me one last thing. Tell me the name of the person that called your cell phone the real killer. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I can't do it. I can't say who did it. I see. Defendant, yes? The judge is calling you. He wants to see you in his chambers. He has some questions about Dahlia Hawthorne. Alright. Well then, I'll see you later. There's something I want to tell you. Oh, okay. Something she wants to tell me? So it's true. Iris cooperated with the real killer. Maybe even from the very beginning. Phoenix. Mia. How is Maya doing? Physically? I'm not worried. She'll recover completely. But emotionally, she's been hurt very badly by this case. I see. You don't mean she learned who Elise Donham really was? Yes, I went to the medical office and talked to her. I told her everything I knew. But why? Maya is stronger than you think. I knew she could take it. All of it. What do you mean by that? I want you to figure the answer out by yourself. The trial is about to start. The real killer? Do you know who it is yet. Owls wouldn't tell me who called it, but still, I think that just maybe I know who it was. That night, the victim was killed in the garden of the inner temple. And the criminal wasn't just there by accident, which means that the killer knew of Dahlia's plan from the very beginning. One more thing. The victim was moved to the Hazakura temple side by pendulum. In other words, the criminal couldn't cross the bridge. That means they were stuck on the inner temple side for almost an entire day. Exactly, so the culprit was something that wasn't in Hazakura temple the following day. That's as much as help as I can give you. The rest of the battle is yours to win, or lose. Okay, I've got it. Thank you, Mia. Finally, it's almost time to bring this case to an end. What exactly did Maya see anyways? And who was it that actually killed Misty Faye? And whoever it was, I have to prove it. Me. All by myself. To be continued. Okay, we have one more part of this trial to get through. And then it is this entire trilogy. I'm done. Now then, before we proceed any further, I'm going to announce the results of the test we had performed earlier. Test? Oh shit, yeah, on the blade. Yeah, test. It's on the blade dagger that was found stuck in the pine tree. Oh yeah, that! I totally forgot about it. That's the weapon that my Faye used when she fought with the victim. So what are the results? Was it the victim's blood or? Due to time constraints, a full test was impossible. However, there's one thing we can say with certainty. The blood that was on this dagger was not the victim's blood. Oh! Oh. That is all. Now then, let's restart the trial. So it wasn't Misty's blood on the dagger. Then whose was it? I'm gonna say Maya's, maybe? I'm sure both the defense and the prosecution knows this, but this trial is rapidly coming to a close. Both sides will need to show some firm evidence for their claims. I understand, Your Honor. From what I've heard, the witness is dangerously weak, physically speaking. So let's finish this quickly. Yes. Agreed. There you go. Please bring in the last witness. Maya. You're great. Witness, please tell us your name and profession. My profession is, I'm assistant manager at Wright Law Offices. Maya, according to the magazine I have here, you're a spare medium for the Korean channeling technique. I'm frightened. The fake line, I don't want any more to do with it. Oh Maya, the pain the fake bloodline causes must be unbearable. Very well. Now then, Miss Faye. When the event occurred, you were in the garden of the inner temple, and you witnessed the moment of Mr. Lee Stonham's murder. Is this correct? I didn't see. Straighten up this instance, young lady. Huh? Pick your head up and speak clearly. There's always time for crying later. But your mother was killed right in front of your eyes. There's nothing you can do to change that fact. But there's something you can do. You can finish this. You've been watching the whole thing, right? You've seen the witnesses come out and you've seen us squeeze the truth out of them. Now it's your turn. Let's hear your testimony. On the night of the crime, what exactly did you see happen? Witness, if you please. Yes, Your Honor. I was passing through the garden on my way to a spare prep room when it happened. Suddenly, someone struck me over the head. I stumbled and ended up against a stone lantern. I screamed, "Help me!" And something warm splashed over me. That's when I lost consciousness. So you struck on the head. I suppose it must have been the staff. Maya, the person who hit you. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? I'm sorry, Nick. I couldn't see. I don't know who it was. Maya, think hard. Sorry, Nick, but I really couldn't. Ha. Can't say it was an especially good night for the young ladies to be walking around alone. It seems that it will be hard to determine a criminal through testimony alone. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination. Maya, hang in there. She doesn't look well at all. Let's do this. You think you screamed, but you're not sure? Listen, I was a complete wreck. It was dark and I couldn't see my attacker. Was it a man, a woman, an adult, a child? I had no idea. I was scared out of my wits. Believe me, my dear, I'm certain I would have scarred my robes. I thought this person might attack me, so anyway, I'm pretty sure I screamed. I thought that it was my last hope. Oh, it sounds like Paula or Maya really was out of line. I wonder what she meant by last hope. What do I do? Do I press for more details? Wait a minute, Maya. What's this last hope? What's my last hope stuff? What do you mean by your last hope? No, that's not what I said. You said my last hope. Oh, what? I said what? Look, you were facing an attacker and you couldn't see and you screamed, right? You screamed, help me. Yeah. You testified that you screamed that because you thought it was your last hope. Oh, well, you know, that's like, what do you do? What do you call it when that happens? Mine's not doing very well there. Oh yeah, oh, that's right. Remember now. I was facing my attacker, but that's not who I was screaming at. What did you just say? Yeah, that's right. It was the person behind my attacker that I was yelling at. That's who I was screaming to for help. What is it now? I messed up. I didn't mean to let that slip out. Huh? Witness, are you absolutely sure of what you're saying? Behind the attacker, there was another person. I meant to keep that part secret. What have I done? It takes a ton of pressure to make a diamond. That's what I always say. A ton of pressure. You're in a court of law here. Can't make things up or try to hide things in the chamber. Witness, the information you just presented is vital to the case. I want you to add it to your testimony. Let's done. It was awesome in the crime though. So there was a man standing behind your attacker? Yeah. That man, he's the killer. He stabbed her from behind. He's the one who killed Ellie Stoner, otherwise known as Misty Faye, your mother. The killer, Maya. You know who killed your mother, don't you? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? To be frank, Your Honor, I think she is in shock, quite confused. That's when she has noticed a huge problem with her testimony. Huh? What do you mean? What problem? Maya. On the night of the crime, that Stone Lantern was out of commission. Huh? What? It's true. There's no light anywhere in the garden that night. No! Order in the court. Mr. Godot, explain this. Add the pureness of milk to the perfect clear darkness of coffee. Stir. That is the state of the witness's mind right now. A cup of cafe au lait. Cafe au lait? Is that even legal? Mr. Trice's words are the milk and you are the spoon. You are a spoon? I'm not spoony barred, I'll have to know. You must have noticed it to try it. This witness's mental state is highly unstable right now. It's not hard to understand why she would make a little mistake like that. Sorry, but that's not going to cut it. What did you say? If there truly was no light in the garden, then there's a fatal contradiction in the witness's last bit of testimony. Nick! May I? Recall the witness's statement about her attacker. She said that she didn't know if it was a man or a woman, or an adult or a child. And yet, the witness could describe a person that was standing behind her attacker, and she quite clearly described him as a man. In other words, that would have to mean that Maya actually saw a mystery person, despite being so dark that she couldn't see the face of her own attacker. No! Order in the court. What in the world does this all mean, Mr. Wright? Are you saying Miss Faye saw the real killer in the pitch black condition?
Objection!
Try. Do you have any idea what you're proposing? How could she have seen in the dark? There's no red light sources at the scene.
Objection!
There are some things that you can only see in the dark, Mr. Godot. Maya, you did see who the killer was in the dark. Now, you tried to cover cover for him. For the man that killed her mother? There's only one conclusion I can draw from this. You know who this man is. Please, Nick. I don't know anything, so please, I'm begging you. Ha. You took a good game try, but let's see if you can walk the walk. It was pitch black, so what could the witness see? I'm calling you bluff. No, Nick, don't! Please stop! Why is dead set on protecting this guy? The man who murdered Maya's long-lost mother. But I can't let him get away with it. I'm a lawyer, an officer of the court. I'm here to find the truth. Alright, Mr. Wright, time to show us what you've got. Who is this person you say Miss Faye saw in the dark? I'm going to say Mr. Goodo. Because it was pitch black, Miss Faye was able to recognize the killer instantly. I'm sure the court would like to see for itself how this is possible, yes? What? But how do you propose to show something like that? It's easy. We just need to recreate the conditions of the night. Conditions? Your Honor, the defense official requests that all lights in this courtroom be turned off. This is but it can't be. Ha. There's a nice bit of deduction. Try it. Well, I've won. This is the man Maya saw on the night of the murder. Order! Prosecutor Goodo, what is the meaning of this? Surely you must be shocked to hear yourself accused of such a thing. Why aren't you denying it? Your Honor, you're asking the wrong person. What do you mean by that? If you've got a question, ask the witness. That's one of my rules. Well, Maya, how about it? What you saw that night? Was it 3 glowing red lights? Well, witness, answer the question. You're wrong. I never saw that. Maya! I thought the person that stabbed my mother was a man, but just a different reason. Oh, what? Yo, what? Witness, Mr. Wright, that was the... Stop your chattering, Your Honor. Chattering? If it's worth asking, ask the witness. That's one of my rules. Alright. Well then, let's continue with the testimony. Please tell us how you knew the killer was a man. Yes, Your Honor. I didn't realize it until after I woke up, but... When I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. The torches were lit and the body was gone. And all the snow around the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up too. Since the person did all the work alone, I just assumed it was a man. So it was after the crime took place that the witness came to think the killer was a man? Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, Your Honor, No need to apologize. It's as Mr. Godot said, you're utterly exhausted. It's only natural that you would be a little confused. Also, if you consider the situation you described, this doesn't seem too much of a stretch to assume that the culprit was a man. Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination. Okay, let's save. And then... The torches were lit? Yeah, that's how I noticed that the whole scene had changed. I'm going to say it was the killer who lit the torches. I mean, who else could it be? The killer probably lit them since it was impossible. It'd be impossible to do any cover-up work in the dark. However, if that's true, there's one thing that still bothers me. Why did the killer go to the effort of moving the body? That's true, it's hard to see how that would be of any advantage to the killer. The only one who would gain anything from that would be the only person that was at the inner temple, Maya. Very well, let me hear some more about the conditions of the crime scene.
Hold it!
So you're saying the killer cleaned up the snow, it did look really odd. The snow was removed in an unnatural looking rectangular shape around the lantern. There's a lot of shovels around the inner temple, but they're all really heavy, way too heavy for me to use. An odd fellow indeed, this killer. Why on earth would anyone want to take snow away? There's one thing I can think of. Didn't you say that a lot of the victim's blood was sprayed onto the snow? Yeah, the area collapsed and ended up being splattered. In other words, the killer's purpose was to hide the bloody snow. I think that's the most reasonable explanation. Perhaps. However, there's something that's bothering me. If the killer just wanted to hide the snow with the blood on it, there was no need to remove that amount. That's true. He could have scooped up just the snow that was stained with blood. It looks like there are some mysteries behind this issue. But I think this helps explain this. So you're saying that you never saw the killer, right? Yes, but earlier you very clearly said that you saw a man behind your attacker. Nick, I'm sorry. The girl certainly went through a lot of trouble. Moving the body by pendulum, manipulating the crime scene. For what purpose? Why do all that? Maybe Maya knows more than she's letting on. I think it's a very specific order, I think. Naturally, the killer must have done it, right? Yeah, I think so. But why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? There must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide. The truth is, when I saw the crime scene, I felt something. You did? Yeah. I felt like the killer was hiding the evidence for me. For my sake. Oh, what? Hiding it for you? Everyone knew that I was the only one at the inner temple that night. If Sister Bikini had come back and looked at the garden, she may have thought that you had done it. No, she definitely would have thought so. I'm just saying that that's why the killer cleaned the crime scene to make it look like nothing had happened. Yeah, I'm sure of it. Well, that's certainly an important piece of information. I want you to add that to your testimony. Yeah, sure, Anna. One piece of evidence. The body of Elise Dolan was carried all the way to Hasakura Temple's courtyard. Then at the garden, the real scene of the crime, the snow that we suspect was covered in blood was scooped up and removed. It's reasonable to believe that this was done in an attempt to hide the true crime scene. However, there's still one matter that seems somewhat odd. Oh, and what would that be? You seem to have figured it out by now, Mr. Godot. It's a message written in blood on the lantern. If it was written very clearly on the White Star lantern, Maya. If the killer was so motivated to protect Maya from suspicion, then why didn't they wipe the writing off the lantern? You're right. Order. But Mr. Wright, isn't it a fact that the killer was trying to cover up the crime scene? Indeed. But does it make much sense to move the body and move the snow? Then not wipe off the most incriminating thing of all, the bloody writing. But if that's the case, do you have an explanation for the killer's mysterious behaviour? Why would this killer move the body and remove all that snow, then leave the bloody writing on the lantern? I don't know what the killer's plan was, but it's surprised that the killer left the writing on the lantern. There must be a reason for it. Well then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your opinion. Why did the killer leave the message written in blood on the lantern? The killer didn't notice it, obviously. Prosecutor Godot, earlier in this trial you gave me some good advice. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. Maybe you're not as dumb as I thought. The real killer wanted to disguise the fact that a crime had occurred there. If that's the case, they wouldn't have left the bloody writing on the stone lantern on purpose. Therefore, it must mean that they didn't notice it. But that doesn't make any sense. The torches were all lit and everything. There's no way any normal person would Miss something as glaring as that. You're right. There's no way any normal person would. What? What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright? There's only one person involved in this incident who could have missed seeing the bloody writing together. And who would that be? Who is this person that could have failed to notice the bloody writing? That would be Prosecutor Godot. Mr. Godot, this is what you said yesterday. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. You can't see everything? Is that correct, Mr. Godot? This lantern was submitted as evidence today. I would like the court to think back to the moment it was first presented. This lantern. There's something written on it. Why, it's written in blood. Nonsense. This lantern is as clean as a whistle. Mr. Godot, just admit it. There are certain colours you can't see. Correct. You can't see red on a white background, can you? That's right. We went through this once before, during the poisoning case at Trilogy. This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time, and somehow spilled coffee on. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court? Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-coloured stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain. You could see the coffee on the white apron, but you couldn't see the ketchup because it was red. Ha! It's strange. In a black and white photo, those letters would have appeared black to me. I wonder, why am I the only one that can't see them? So then, Mr. Godot, are you admitting it? Are you admitting that you can't see the red writing on a lantern? Hey, Gramps! Didn't you know? That's the reason why I don't drink red tea. No. I'm sure about it until now, but I just can't believe it. Prosecutor Godot is the murderer, but it's not going back now. I finally figured out the truth. Mr. Godot, the defense at this time formally accuses you. You are the murderer of Miss Elise Donham, also known as Miss Misty Fey. It's hard to believe this may be true. However, once again, Mr. Wright has brought up a disquieting fact about you. Ha. Just make sure you don't fill out the indictment in red ink, Gramps. Come on, how does a little graffiti make me into the killer? Besides, it's not like it's my name that's
Objection!
I'm certain that the killer wasn't able to see the colour red. This is rich. Do go on, right? The answer is red at the crime scene. In the snow. The snow? How so? Well, for example, why did the killer move all that snow? Your Honor, you said it yourself. If he wanted to hide the bloody snow, why not just take out that area? Why didn't he take just that area? Ah, could it be? Yes, the killer couldn't see the red blood that had seeped into the snow, and so he had to remove all the snow. He couldn't be sure where the blood had landed, so he removed the whole area. Isn't it more likely that the killer couldn't see the blood because it was dark? The torches. Not a chance. The torches were all lit. He would have been able to see just fine. It seems. But once again, this trial has taken an unexpected turn to say the least. Explain this, Mr. Godot. You were good, Maya? Wait just a minute. Maya? What is this witness? Mr. Godot, isn't the killer? After all, he didn't even come to the inner temple until 2 days after the murder took place. He didn't show up until after that old bridge got fixed up. Maya. You can't testify to something like that. Oh, why? What do you mean? I've been unlucky by me. After the murder happened, you didn't even exist. She didn't. I'm afraid I don't follow. Are you senile, old man? We established this just a little while ago. After the murder, this witness was unconscious for a long time. Because she was channeling Dahlia Hawthorne. That's right. Please, Your Honor, let me add it to my testimony. Nick, please listen to me. Maya, do you even plan to cover for Godot no matter what the cost? If that's the case, then I've got no choice. Your Your Honor, let's hear her testimony. If it means we're going to hear the whole truth, I say we should not silence her. Ha. Nicely done, Wright. Very well, let's hear the witness's testimony. Please tell us what happened at the inner temple after the murder. Yes, sir. After I woke up, I began channeling, and my spirit left me, as it were. But little Pearly was there at the inner temple, too. What else? Pearly was also stuck on the inner temple side that night. Next morning, she looked around but couldn't find anyone. The next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room. That's when Mr. Godot arrived at the inner temple for the first time. He found Pearly first and cheered her right up. Who's this Pearly? That's my little cousin, Jose. So when did you hear about this? Oh, just a while ago, when I was in the medical office. I'm terribly sorry. What you heard from someone else is simply not admissible in testimony. What? Come on! Pearly would never tell lies. She's a way more honest person than I'll ever be. Real smart, Maya. You always know the best thing to say when you're under oath. Ha. The prosecution has no objection. We believe this witness. Mr. Godot, let's just move on to the cross-examination if the defense has no objections. This is highly unusual, but, well, Mr. Wright, let's get this cross-examination started. Let's get this cross-examination started. Yeah. Okay. We stay there.
Hold it!
So, where did you think Psssttt last night? In the spare prep room next to the training hall. I guess. It's true that you can't enter the training hall during an athletics training. But even so, why did you go to the inner temple in the first place? It seems that Psssttt became very worried about Maya. She knew that the spiritual training I was about to undergo was very intense. Psssttt was supposed to turn Dahlia heart on, but she couldn't do it. That's why she headed to the inner temple. However, Dahlia Hawthorne was already there, assessing the body of Elise Donham.
Hold it!
She searched the entire inner temple side end to end. Well, you see, Pearly gets pretty scared when she's alone, and there weren't many places to look. She says that she even went back and forth several times. The inner temple side has two structures, the training hall and a spare prep room. There's a sort of storage shack, I think. That's about it. There's a storage shack too. Charles was looking for other people, right? Would she have really examined a storage shack all that carefully? Well, if it was me, that would be the first place I would investigate. So that means it's possible that someone may have been hiding in the storage shack.
Hold it!
Charles didn't hear the sound of them working on the bridge. What do you mean? I was just wondering why she would stay in the prep room. If it was me, I'd at least go out and wait at the foot of the bridge. Oh well, Pearly said she was sleeping at the time. She said she was so scared during the night that she couldn't sleep well and woke up a bunch of times. Poor little girl, all alone like that. But we know that she had at least one friend in the sacred cabin, Dahlia Hawthorne, who was busy battling with the trick lock. She couldn't let anyone see her, so she wouldn't have shown herself to Pearls. What happened after the bridge was finally fixed?
Hold it!
So it was your first time on the inner temple side, Mr. Godot? That's funny, I'm already imagining things like the defense asked me a question. Mr. Wright, can you save me a question for the witness? What you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony. Those are your words, Your Honor. Touché, Mr. Wright. Oh well. What do you have to say, Mr. Godot? Hot nights and even hotter coffee, that's what I always say. If it hadn't been for this case, I never would have visited there. A freezing cold temple in the mountains. I think I'll pass. So he had never visited Hasbro Temple or the inner temple, huh? You want to say something, try it? In any case, I have to find the crack in Godot's armor. Well, I cross-examine my answer, that is. Very well, please go on with your testimony. After fixing the bridge, the policeman came over to the inner temple side, right? Yes, then Mr. Godot.
Hold it!
He cheered her up. That's what Pearly said. She said he was a very nice older gentleman. Thank you for looking after my cousin, Mr. Godot. And here I was thinking you were nothing more than a coffee addict. Cut it out. You're making me blush. This guy is really beginning to get on my nerves. The truth is there aren't many places to look on the inner temple side. The policemen were all busy going over the garden with fancy coats, so I decided to carry an investigation of my own. Wait, little style. I'm the same way. I like to hand down verdicts in my own way. Judge style. Maybe I should ask some questions, Phoenix style. You said you conducted an investigation of your own. Did you find anything? It looks like my investigation went about as well as yours tried. After all, I did miss the bloody writing on the lantern. Well, you miss it. So speak for yourself, Bubbles. The only thing that I discovered was the beauty in the training hall. Beauty. Misty Faye, naturally. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western tastes. Western tastes? Could he find a stranger way to describe gravy? Somehow, there you headed for the prep room. Wait a sec, what did you know to say just now? I just found his proverbial weak spot. There's only one thing of any importance here. Well, it's good old when the murder was taking place. He was already been at the inner temple when it happened. Otherwise, he could have killed at least Donum. First time. Let's present the scroll to this step. There it is. Mr. Godot, first time you crossed the ski bridge and went into the inner temple was long before the murder took place. Why do you say that? Because he just made up one fatal slip up. The hanging scroll in the training hall. Hanging scroll? But Mr. Godot is right. That scroll shows a picture of my mother. Maya, I know you know who it is, but here's something you didn't know. By the time the bridge had been repaired, 2 days after the murder, the hanging scroll in the training hall looked like this. What was that wonderfully delicious smell? The morning after the crime, someone covered it with gravy. Gravy? But why gravy then? Because gravy was much more than a condiment to the culprit. Well, Mr. Godot, if you really hadn't seen the hanging scroll until after the murder, you wouldn't have had any way of knowing that it was Misty Faye. Wait a minute, Nick. Yeah? Take another look at the hanging scroll. Look at the top. There's a crest there. Ah, that. It's the mark of the master, correct? Exactly. So if you know the meaning of the mark, then you could guess that there was a picture of Misty Faye on there. True, but Mr. Godot described what was underneath this. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western tastes. Yes, it's possible that you knew what the crest meant. However, you couldn't have known that she was wearing Japanese clothing. Mr. Godot, on the day of the murder, you were hiding at the inner temple long before the crime took place. Can I ask you just one little thing, Wright? Go ahead. What is it? This whole theory of yours, it all rests on a certain assumption. That I knew beforehand that a crime was going to be committed. That's right. Otherwise, there's no reason for him to sneak onto the crime scene. Of course, Mr. Godot knew about the plan. Huh? What did you say? Is it really possible that another person knew of the plan? Yeah, because of the letter.
Take that!
This crime was actually planned over a year ago. Morgan Faye offered the plan for her daughter's future, and these instructions were hidden somewhere in Faye Manor for a year. However, by the time little Pearls found these instructions, they had already been unsealed. Unsealed? Yeah. The killer had read these instructions long before Pearls found them. That's how he knew the crime was to take place at the inner temple. And you still insist this crafty killer is me? You bet I do. But you just said that the instructions were hidden. That's right. Mr. Godot couldn't have known where the instructions were hidden. If he really wanted to know, he had one great chance to find out. Yeah, and when was that? During a visit. A visit? Morgan Faye told her daughter Pearl about where the instructions were hidden. During one of her visits to the detention center, that would be the only time for someone to have learned where they were hidden. Eavesdropping on the visit to at the detention center is it could be arranged if you were someone with easy access in and out of there. Like for example, a prosecutor such as Mr. Godot. Order. Mr. Godot, you're under fire again. This murder could not have been carried out without prior knowledge. And you're the only one that could have acquired this information before the murder. Humans are afraid of the dark, and yet, at the same time, we're fascinated and bewitched by it. Maybe that's why humans drink the darkness that is coffee. Sorry for always asking, but what does that mean? It means there's a reason for everything. According to your theory, the killer in this case is eavesdropping on a conversation during a jail visit where he learned of the hidden plan for the crime. After discovering the plans, he hid in a temple and waited for the crime to occur. Then he ultimately took a person's life. And he did all of that just to protect this witness? That's right. If you're accusing me of this crime, I have to ask you, why would I do this? This girl is nothing but a stranger to me. I've got no reason to go through that kind of trouble to protect her. But you do though. I am what you see. I am certainly not the type to rescue the damsel in distress. The killer's behaviour is certainly extreme, for lack of a better word, even considering that the killer wanted to protect this witness's life. His behaviour is still a little too unnatural. However, you had a good reason, didn't you, Mr. Godot? An unshakable reason that forced you to protect this witness at all costs. I knew it. You figured it out, haven't you, Nick? Maya, I guess you were doing your best to come up with Godot. For the same reason, huh? Okay, Trey, I'm all ears. Let's hear it. It's very simple. My affair is a lot more than just a stranger to you. What's this? There's one person who lies at the very center of this whole story. One person that ties you and my affair together inextricably. That being me. There's a very good reason why Mia Faye's life is so precious to you. After all, she is Mia Faye's only sister. Mia Faye. You once worked alongside her. That was when you were a defense attorney. Wait a second here. Mr. Godot is a defense attorney? With your honest piercing intellect, you must have figured it out by now. The real name of this man who calls himself Godot, his real name is Diego Armando. Isn't that right? The last time someone copied that name was over 6 years ago. Diego Armando. My name rings a bell. It should, Your Honor. All of this was related to a single case. A case in which a convict named Terry Falls killed himself. Mia Faye's first time in court. The tragic outcome left a deep wound in her heart. She knew that behind it all was a heartless, scheming demoness in disguise. But in the end, Mia couldn't tear off that disguise. However, there was one man who reached out to help her. Diego Armando, a senior defense attorney at the office where Mia worked. It's my fault! It's not my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself! Mia, you can't cry yet. The only time a liar can cry is when it's all over. I was moved by her. The way she put all her faith in her clients, that pure, sweet heart of hers. That's why I can never forgive Dahlia Hawthorne. Mia and I thoroughly investigated that fake kidnapping incident. Then one fateful day, Dahlia wanted to meet with me. It had been 6 months since the trial. We met in the courthouse cafeteria. I just remembered. 6 years ago, right here in this courthouse, you were poisoned. Even I didn't see it coming. Dahlia Hawthorne slipped some poison into my coffee. Some newspapers at the time called it a murder, but very little information about the case was released to the press. But you weren't dead at all. No official reports ever actually called it a murder. I was just in a deep coma. I see. My body shut down and my life became nothing but a long, deep sleep. That woman's poison did a real number on my central nervous system. I lost my sight and all my hair turned white due to the damage caused. That's terrible. Apparently it was a miracle that I ever regained consciousness. 5 years had passed since I drank that poison brew. Then one morning, my eyes flew open from the smell of a doctor's cup of coffee. 5 years? You were asleep for 5 years. And the worst possible news was waiting for me. Mia Fey was dead. From the very moment I opened my eyes, I had already lost everything I thought I had. The woman I loved had been murdered, and the woman I loathed had been sentenced to death. The woman you loathed? The woman who had spiked my scalding hot coffee, Dahlia Hawthorne. Ha! Good old Mia. She didn't let me down. She got her revenge before she checked out. In the end, there wasn't anyone waiting for me when I woke up. That's so sad. For someone like me, for someone who had slept away their best days, there were only 2 reasons left to live, and it was for those 2 reasons that I decided to become a prosecutor. If I may ask, what were your 2 reasons to live? First was you, Wright. Huh? Me? If I hadn't drunk that stupid poison, Mia Fey never would have died, much less the way she did. You were the only one who was there to protect her, but you let her die. It was all your fault. It wasn't like that. I wanted to see for myself what kind of man you really were. So that's why you became a prosecutor. I have a reason for living. She goes by the name of Mia Fey. Huh? You mean me? You were the only way I could make up for the sin of not saving Mia. 1 year ago, when the Korean village incident was resolved, it was obvious that Morgan Fey was planning something. Whatever her evil plan was, I was determined to stop it. My role as a prosecutor put me in the perfect position to do something about her. That's how you overheard Pearl's visit with Morgan at the detention center. I knew that the time was drawing near. Since I knew the plan, I thought I could foil it. My goal was to outwit the plan. I thought if I could do that, I could keep that girl from being caught up in it. That makes sense. If Pearls had known that the actual purpose of the plan was to kill Maya, she never would have helped out. Finally, the day of the plan was drawing near. I contacted both of my accomplices, Iris of Hasakura Temple and Misty Fey. I especially needed the help of Iris. She was to take the file in my backup plan, in case we couldn't control Pearl Fey. But how did you contact my mother? She had been missing for almost 20 years. Officially, yes. What? What do you mean, officially? You've heard about it, haven't you? About the strong ties between the main family and the government? Now you mention it, Bikini did say something to that effect. She said that the Master of Korean had great authority. Even without her official position, Misty Fey still wielded great influence. The police have been keeping an eye on her movements all this time. That's how I was able to contact her. Again, because of my position as a prosecutor. So my mother was cooperating with you? Don't ever forget, no matter how far away from you she was, she never stopped thinking about you. She was always... That's why I knew she would do anything to protect you. If you want to know how strong her resolve to protect you was, look at her staff. Her staff, the one with the sword in it. The day the plan was to be carried out arrived soon enough. We met for the first time at Hasakura Temple. That's when your mother showed me her special staff. I realized it then just how far she was willing to go. She's ready to use that sword to protect you from Morgan Fey if necessary. Yes, even if it meant paying the ultimate price. That night, the night of the crime, there was just one way to stop Morgan's evil plan. You mean Pearls, don't you? We had to make sure she didn't channel Dahlia Hawthorne. Well, Pearl, what are you going to do tonight? Well, if you like, you can come to my room. Perhaps you can read some books together. We thought we could prevent her from playing a part in Morgan's plan, but she never showed up. She was worried and followed me to the inner temple. That was the thing we were most afraid of, and that's why Mr. Faye had to do the channeling herself. She channeled Dahlia's heart on into her own body. What? What do you mean? If she channeled the spirit first, then Pills wouldn't be able to do it herself. As Master of Parade, Misty Faye's powers were supreme. So that's how it went down. She channeled Dahlia's heart on so that Pearl Faye wouldn't be able to. What? Is this true? My role in the plan was to make sure no one was going to hurt Maya Faye. That's why I hid myself at the inner temple, just in case you needed to be safe from Dahlia Hawthorne. Goodo. Anyway, that's all I'm going to admit to. Try it. Huh? There's no doubt about it. You're a great defense attorney, but you're going to have to do the rest yourself. The background leading up to this incident has been laid bare. There's just one question remaining, Mr. Wright. Who killed the victim? There are only two possible suspects right now. Maya Faye, and I'm sad to say, you, Mr. Godot. Or should I say, Diego Armando. I'll try it if you're the real deal, then finish this thing off once and for all. Shows beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can finish this on your own. Nick, please don't. Maya, I heard the whole thing. My sister in the medical office. That's why I should protect Mr. Godot. I can't do it. I can't testify against him. After all, he's the one who put his life on the line to protect me and me too. Maya, I know that. Nick. But even so, it doesn't absolve him of his crime. Please, Maya, testify. Miss Faye, your testimony, please. This is the final testimony. Don't bother trying to hide anything, because I'll know. I'll tell the truth from your own lips. I understand. I'm sure you're right. I'm ready now, Nick. Alright, young lady. Tell us about the moments before you lost consciousness. What exactly happened at the time of the murder? Just before it happened, I think I saw some red lights. 3 of them. I thought I'd ask for help, but just then I was splattered with blood. She wasn't dead though, and she struck back at the enemy behind her. Suddenly the red lights went out and the whole area was dark. Just at that moment, there was a horrible scream. Right after that, Dahlia collapsed and I lost consciousness. These red lights. I thought you said you don't remember seeing them. I'm sorry. I thought I saw them, but then they disappeared all of a sudden. Ha, things break right. Even the best of theories. Who was it that stabbed Misty Faye? It looks like he still can't prove it. Maya's telling the truth this time, I know it. The rest is up to me. Well then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your final cross-examination of the witness. Final time was saving in this trilogy at the start of a cross-examination. And I know. What do you mean by just at that moment? Do you mean the moment when the red lights went out? Yes, that's right. The scream that you heard then, was it Dahlia Hawthorne? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was a man's voice. Oh, what? So then, that scream came from the killer? That's got to be it. I think Dahlia Hawthorne must have taken the blade and attacked the killer with it. And the killer let out a scream of pain, huh? After that, the killer stole the blade back and delivered the final blow, I guess. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems to make sense to me. It sounded like reasonable deduction. I still kind of wonder if there's a contradiction. I'm sorry to say this, but that interpretation would create an enormous contradiction. That makes sense. After all, my deductions are almost certainly never correct. Remember the testimony she just gave before the killer let out a scream? I said she had already been splattered by the victim's blood. In other words, the blade in the staff had already been plunged into the victim. Is that right? She couldn't have struck back with a sword that was already stuck in her body. The weapon that caused the kill to let out a scream must have been something other than the staff. so sure about that, they're not going to keep us waiting any longer, try it. There's only one thing I can think of that could have been used as the weapon here. If Dahlia Hawthorne had already been stabbed in the back by the staff, what could she have used to strike by the killer? It must have been the dagger.
Take that!
It must have been the dagger. Naturally, the dagger the killer brought to the scene of the crime. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. This dagger was found at the crime scene, stuck into a pine tree. Yes, the detective found that this morning and brought it to me. Dahlia Hawthorne struck back at the killer with this, and she managed to wound him as well.
Objection!
Just because he loud or screamed doesn't mean he was wounded. For all we know, the blood on the dagger could have been victim. It was not. Have you forgotten that the blood has already been tested? Since we learned it wasn't the victim's blood, it must have been the killer's. The killer must have a wound somewhere on his body. So saying the blood on the dagger belongs to the killer? Exactly. An exact analysis of the blood would prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. And yes, Mr. Godot, it would prove that it's your blood. Nice theory, try it. Order in the court. Is this the end? Have I done it? Even he won't be able to change the results of a scientific test. Ha. Let me ask you something, Troy. Let's just say that it turned out that I was the killer. Do you really think I would be stupid enough to leave evidence like that? What? Just think for a second. This dagger was found this morning by a detective and brought to me. There's already blood in it, correct? But even so, I was the one who brought this dagger here to the courtroom. Yes, what does that prove? Well, if I really were the killer, I could have washed the blade off and then planted another person's blood on it. That's it can't be. In any case, there's only one thing I can guarantee, try it. That blood, it doesn't belong to me. Not a chance. What? In any event, it seems to be established that the killer was wounded. Alright then, witness, continue your testimony. Wait a minute, what's the problem? I know I probably shouldn't say this, but there's a big contradiction in Nick's explanation. Maya, this dagger, you said that it wounded the killer. That's right. But, if Mr. Godot had really been caught with the dagger, his clothes should be bloody or have a rip in them, right? Maya, maybe he just changed his clothes. That solved the contradiction easily. What are you talking about? It's not that simple at all. Remember back to the day of the murder. Everyone that was on the temple side got trapped there. Ah, that's right. And once the bridge was fixed and the police had to flee in the temple, Mr. Godot was out there waiting for them. He never had a chance to change his clothes. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe he's got in his face. Order in the court. Well, maybe he brought a change of clothes with him. But no one else could have predicted the lightning strike that struck the fleet down the bridge. Or did anyone have brought a change of clothes? Did you just take smart pills during the last recess? Well then, maybe the killer took off his clothes before he committed the murder. That way he wouldn't get any blood.
Objection!
That's impossible, try it. You know how cold it gets up there late at night, eh? After a few minutes with no clothes on, you'd be frozen solid. Ah, so that's all you got. I knew you weren't tough enough to finish this. Right now, if Mia Fey were here, she would have closed the book on this case already. If Mia Fey were here. So come on, Trike, can you do it or not? Yeah, you can. How about it, Mr. Wright? You've accused Mr. Godot of being the killer. Can you prove it? Have you got one piece of evidence? The question isn't whether I can prove that or not. The fact is I have to prove it. That's the only choice I have. I was taught that is one of the rules of being a lawyer. I can prove it. I'm going to bring your magnificent vengeance to fruition just as you want it. Ha, that's good. I'll fight it to the bitter end, try it. Since there's just one piece of evidence that can prove your point, why don't you go for the unlimited penalty? Are you trying to pressure me, Mr. Goodall? Because it doesn't matter to me, I've got the one piece of evidence I need. Give me a break, you've got nothing tried. So what do I do at a time like this, if it is simple? I've got to think outside the box and approach this from a different angle. Alright then, Mr. Wright, let's hear what you got. There's one thing I've demonstrated in the previous cross-examination. The killer was wounded. That was proven by the blood on the dagger. But we decided it was impossible for him to have hidden such a wound. If he had been caught by a dagger, there should have been a bloodstain on his clothing. Nuh-uh. There's one place the killer could have hidden his wound. What do you say? Hidden? This is it. My last stand, I need to think about this from a different angle. I don't think about why there were no bloodstains on his clothing. I need to show how he hid the wound. It's the end of the line, the final stop track. Let's hear what you got. Where's the location where you said the killer hid his wound? Okay, how do we prove this? How the fuck do we prove this? How the fuck do we prove this? Because I know it's under his goggles, but I don't know how to like actually prove it. Talking about, and frankly, I don't need to know. What I know is that you will never be half the liar she was. Isn't that right? Try it. What was that just now? Mia? It can't be. You live it on through him. Even as we speak, you're still hiding the wound. It's beneath your mask. During the fight, the red lights given off by the killer suddenly disappeared. Seconds later, the killer let out a scream. That's right, your mask went flying off your face. Mr. Goodall, would you mind removing your mask? If you have a dagger wound under there somewhere, then I'd say this whole case is solved. I'm just right now. Just now, I saw her spirit in you. I never liked you. 6 years ago, you helped the woman who put me to sleep by hiding her bottle of poison. And then, while I was sleeping, you let Mia die. But you didn't care. You just kept living your pathetic, happy-go-lucky life. You even had the nerve to follow in her footsteps as a lawyer. I can never forgive you. That's what I thought, Mr. Goodall. But I was wrong about you. I know it from the very beginning. The truth is, the only person I can never find it in my heart to forgive was me. You, yourself. I was the one that failed to protect Mia. Me and no one else. I tried to avert my eyes from the truth to escape from the harshness of reality. I just couldn't face Mia's death head on, so I ran. I hid behind a mask. I threw away my true name. I couldn't even deal with being a defense attorney anymore, so I quit. But you saved Maya. Yeah, that was my plan. Up until just now. Anyway. What do you mean? Are you listening, Maya? If I had really wanted to save you, then there's one person that I should have gone and talked to right away. Who would that be? Are you talking about Nick? But I didn't do it. I tried to get the help of Iris and your mother. I closed my eyes to the most important man involved. You know why? The real reason? No, why? I suppose I wasn't really interested in saving you at all. Huh? I think I was trying to salvage what's left of my own broken soul. I was trying to make up for the fact I couldn't save Mia. Nothing more. That's why I let you walk right into a situation that I knew was dangerous. Forgive me. wrong. You put your life on the line to save Maya. Was it really for Maya's sake? Even now I'm not sure. What do you mean by that? That night in the darkness of the garden when I saw her silhouette? A part of me must have known the truth. The truth that it wasn't really Dahlia Hawthorne standing right there in front of me. It could have been Misty Faye, or even that little girl. I still picked up the blade. It was like I was dreaming. I'm not sure exactly what was going on in my mind at that point. Was I really motivated by the pure desire to protect my Faye? Or was it something else? Was it my hatred for a woman who had stolen everything from me 6 years earlier? Could it have been simply a desire for revenge? And now, I don't know anything anymore. I did learn something today, however. I finally realised that I was the arrogant one. I was just chasing an illusion, a fantasy. A stupid fantasy of defeating you in the courtroom. You're the one who made me realise my folly. You never ran away from Mia's death. Instead, you picked up where she left off, as a true defender of the people. In that one moment, I understood everything. Mr. Godot. I think you already know this, but if you don't, my name is Diego Armando. Mr. Armando, I believe in you. I know you were trying to save me. Thanks. Your wound is bleeding. Ah, did you forget already? In my world, the colour red doesn't exist. These must be my tears. Tears? Ever since I woke up from my coma, I think I've been waiting for this very moment. Mr. Armando, you do well to remember this, Maya. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. This time, it really is all over, isn't it? Defendant. Yes, Your Honor. Although you weren't directly involved in the murder, tampering with the body in the crime scene is a serious offence in itself. I understand, Your Honor. Mr. Armando explained that to me very carefully. I knew the risk and I willingly cooperated anyway. Very well. Before I hand down my verdict, is there anything you'd like to say? Well, there is one to say. I'd like to say something to Mr. Wright. I want to apologise to you. Apologise to me? For what? For the case 5 years ago. Of course. What do you mean, Iris? What do you mean? I just remembered. Weren't you poisoned by your own lover? Not exactly, but yeah, something like that. But even now, 5 years later, I can hardly believe it. She was going to do it. She was planning to kill me. It's not at all surprising. It's not all that surprising. The two of you hardly knew each other. Huh? What do you mean? You and my sister, you only met twice. Huh? You only met twice? The first time you met was on that fateful day. The day she poisoned Mr. Armando in the cafeteria of this very courthouse. The next time you met her was 8 months later. You met her again on the day that she stole your cold medicine. And Doug Swallow was killed. No way. It can't be true. I mean, during that whole relationship, we were... For those 8 months, the woman that you thought was Dahlia Hawthorne was actually my sister. Huh? It wasn't Dahlia? I hope one day you can forgive me, Feeny. You mean... That's right. I lied to you for 8 months. But why? Why would you do such a thing? Ever since she gave you the bottle that day? My sister was trying to get it back as soon as she possibly could. Because of the police investigation and their surveillance, she couldn't move about freely. So that's why you... My sister, from the beginning, she was prepared for the worst. Prepared for the worst? She told her you might somehow discover the truth. That's why she was always ready to deal with you at a moment's notice. You mean she was ready to kill me, don't you? She already had so much time to part. I didn't want any more sins on her soul. I begged her not to do it, and she agreed to give me a chance. And that's why she came to me. She came to get the bottle pendant back from me in her place. But I couldn't get you to give it back. I found out something even as simple as that. 8 months passed and I still couldn't get it back from you. Finally, my sister couldn't wait any longer. She didn't consult me about her plans for you that day. It was the first time that had ever happened. That was a bit strange, wasn't it? Up until that day, you two were partners in crime and she could have told you. I think she must have noticed. Noticed what? My feelings for you. If I had found out she was planning to kill you, I would have done whatever was necessary to stop her. Even if it meant her life or mine. Iris, after spending those 8 months by your side, my feelings towards you, they changed. I've something to say to you too. Yes, you really are the person I always thought you were. Even after Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, I still believed in you. Thank you. How many cups of darkness have I drank over the years? Even I don't know. I'll tell you though. Right now, this one here is the greatest cup I think I've ever had. Don't you think so, Phoenix Wright? Yeah, I think you're right. The purpose of this trial was to rule on the murder of the victim, Elise Donham. At some point, I expect you will be tried for your role as an accomplice in this case. I understand, Your Honour. Very well. In the charge of the murder, I hereby find the defendant not guilty. Court is now adjourned. So I guess it's all over. The way everything ended was justice really served. The man who risked his life to save Maya is being sent to prison by my own hand. Of course justice was served. It's Mia. Mia! I'm proud of you, Phoenix. Your defense was truly brilliant. But I couldn't save Mr. Armando. The man who cared so deeply for you. You know, Phoenix, you didn't save Diego. You saved him in the only way possible. You mean, was that a verdict? I think one day you'll understand too. Phoenix, I want you to remember one thing. You are as good out there today as any defense attorney could ever hope to be. There's nothing more you can learn from me. Mia, you've accomplished something I wasn't able to. I owe you a great deal. Thank you, Mia. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Phoenix. I've handled lots of cases and seen lots of things. Along this journey, I find myself asking just one question. Does it really mean to defend someone? I suppose today's case produces one possible answer. Maya! Nick. Maya, I guess it's just like my sis said. Mia? What did she say? That night when I channeled Mia to get her advice on what to do, this is what she wrote back in my notebook. Don't worry, Phoenix will save everyone in the end. But, come on, cut it out with that gloomy face. Can't you see? Me, sis, and I'm sure Iris too. We owe you everything for what you have done for us, Nick. Maya, how can you be so bright and chipper after all that's happened? You were brutally attacked, you even saw your mother murdered. It's Francisca. Francisca! Still a softy out as always, Phoenix, right? Excellent work, Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, when did you get back? That's right. I guess no one filled her in on that. I just think Francisca have actually been helping me. Helping you? If these two hadn't been here on the first day of the trial, the defense wouldn't have gone anywhere. Wow. Where were you, Nick? I heard he fell into a river and got caught a nasty cold which forced him to sleep all day. Yeah, he laid in bed shivering from his fever which with Iris's hood pulled over his head. Oh, ouch. It's kind of embarrassing, Nick. You definitely need more training. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. And you too, Francisca. I suppose. me! Is there room for me in this group hug? Is there? Oh, Larry! What was your longer than usual face? I realized something when I was reborn. I realized that Larry was never of any use to anyone, not even once. That's not true. Right, Nick? What? You're asking me? Well, Nick, is it true? I've got a place in this world, right? Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. I knew it. I'm not really powerful now. I can't go. No. I'm like, oh yeah, those portraits you painted. They were really good. Isn't that right, Edward? What? Me? Why are you making that face? I heard you. Oh, well, yes, indeed. I certainly can't say that they liked the resemblance. Even a minute. What about you, Francie? Did I draw you well too? I mean, you can't possibly catch my myth, right? I recognize the effort you put into it, and that's what I'm saying. So then you're doing it, you promise? You're going to model for my next picture book, Francie's. Don't get carried away. Most understandable response from Francesca. Well, how about that? I guess painting portraits is the only thing I'm good at. The painting of her was pretty damn good too, if you ask me. Huh? I didn't mention it. I haven't seen her around. Pearls. Why could she have gone? Normally she would have made a beeline for Maya. Oh, I'll go look for her. Be right back. She should have been right here though, because she just channeled Mia. Hey, Belly! Right, you seem to be uncharacteristically positive. I suspect you're wondering how Maya can be so careful despite all that was happening. Yeah. To be honest, I can't find it either. Francisca. That's right, she lost her power with her family recently as well. I can understand how she feels. Maya is a much wiser person than she appears. I think she realizes something. Now is exactly the time when she needs to be as strong as she can. What do you mean by now is exactly the time? Maya wasn't the only one that was badly wounded by this incident. In fact, there's someone else hurt far more deeply than she. I believe it's for that person that Maya is trying her best not to cry. Someone who's hurt more deeply than Maya. Edward. I'm trying to understand too. Then tell me, Phoenix, right? Who's my favourite being strong for? That would be her little cousin, Healthy. The poor kid. After all, the reason she worked so hard to follow the instructions because she loved her mother and believed in her mother, Morgan. So for the good of the play plan, I'm sure she believed in every last word. She thought she was doing it for Maya. That's why she was so happy. Shows how truly devoted she is to Maya. Oh, the best girl. But it's a cruel irony that it was her exuberance that led to this tragedy. Maya Faye's mother was killed and Maya herself was put into the deepest peril imaginable. And that's exactly why Maya is putting on a brave face. She's doing it for Pearl's sake, until she can see her smile again. Gumshoe! Oh hey, this is where you all were. Oh, looks like we've got other things today. What's that for, sir? Sorry about that, Scruffy. Your whip just seems to have a mind of its own. What's up with it, Gumshoe? Oh, you know, there's that. Anyways, could go out something good. Let's go out tonight, pal. Dinner's on me. My slides just saw her kind of gone down by tea. That's alright. My reservations at a first-class French restaurant tonight. Pretty good work, Scruffy. That was your reward. Detective Gumshoe? Instead of first-class French restaurant, you don't mean Dravian. Where else? I knew it, we're doomed. Come on, let's go, everyone. Can't keep Maggie waiting, pal. Hey, you crybaby. You're right, too. Oh, forget about me. Pal and I will be eating at the loser's shop eating potatoes. You know, Maya's taking an awfully long time to get back. She's still out looking for pearls. Oh, Maya, what's wrong? Nick, what do I do? Pearly! I can't find her anywhere. Huh? I bet she just went back home. That's all. I thought so too, so I called the village. No one has heard from her. This has never happened before. As I figured out, she has been badly hurt by this incident. She feels responsible for the tragedy that has befallen you, Maya. But none of this was her fault. What? What should I do? Detective Gumshoe. Yeah? What is it, pal? Could you guys go ahead? But what about you? Maya and I will. We'll join you guys once we find pearls. Nick. Don't worry about us, Detective Gumshoe. Maybe a little late. We'll definitely be there. There's a lot of celebrating to do tonight. I don't want to miss it for the world. Yeah, we are the... Very well, Phoenix, right? We'll go on ahead. Don't keep us waiting, right? We won't. where should we look? Where could I have gone? Let's go, Maya. There's only one place I can think that Pearl might have gone to. Wright and Co, I'm guessing? Oh, no. Here. Hazakura. Hazakura Temple. Pearls, I bet this is a very important place. After all, this one is whole until it started. What's this? You're back so soon? Hello, Bikini. Sister Bikini? I thought we'd be eating mashed potatoes alone tonight. So she's here? Pearl is here? She's in the training hall. Why don't you hurry and go see her? Okay. Pearl is not here. Ah, Maya! Everything's go! Ah, it's clean. It's clean now without any baby. Someone clean it up. It's got to be close. Ah, Mystic Maya! Pearly! Why did you just leave like that? Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! I swore that I would never trouble the two of you ever again. Because it's not my fault that Mystic Maya's mother, that's why you came here. It's the least I could do. To pray for your happiness. You don't have to do that, Pearly. It wasn't his fault. He didn't do anything wrong. Of course, I'm sad that my mother is gone, but how do I say this? I'm still happy. You don't have to lie just to make me feel better. No, really. It's true. The only reason I'm still here is that I always thanks to everyone who's there for me. My sis, my mother, Mr. Armando, Nick, and you. If even one of you weren't there, I'm sure I wouldn't still be alive right now. That's why I have to be strong. For all the people that were there for me when I needed them. That's all I can really do. Mystic Maya, I'm impressed. You truly are the daughter of Mystic Misty. Sister Bikini. Your mother, Mystic Misty, was a strong woman indeed. I want to tell you what she said to me that night. After dishonoring the good name of Corinne, I don't have the rights to face my daughter. But still, Maya's are always in my thoughts. It's true. She'll always be with me until the day I die. Your spirit was with her. That's why your mother was so strong. Even at the end, I'm sure she had no regrets. She'll always be with me until the day I die, huh? There's a rule or something that all masters are to follow, isn't there? To never take the charm off until the day you die. That's the master's talisman. The thing that Misty kept by her heart and would never take off. It wasn't the container that was important, rather it was the contents. That's a photo? Ah, mother. It's only natural for living creatures to fight to protect their own lives. What makes us human is that we fight for others. But who do you fight for? How hard must you fight? That's a true measure of what humans live for. Humans like his worth. We defense attorneys are warriors who are constantly challenged by that question. Oh, it's baby Maya and baby Mia. Oh, that's so cute. Even when the battle is over and the bonds that connect us are severed, we always return, time and time again. Mia, Maya, Pels, Mr. Armando, and Maya's mother too. I learned that from all of them. Well, should I get going? Everyone is waiting. This is a day to remember, a day when a lot of things will finally put to rest. Maybe we should celebrate what we've overcome today, but you still can't. Oh, go on, sweetie. You can come back for training anytime. Okay. Alright, I'm going to make a brand new start too. Sister Bikini, I'll be back for more training, I promise. I know, and I won't go easy on you just because you're the future master. I'll make sure to prepare reservations for free for when you come back. Alright, I'm going to have a great feast today, Pally. You know why? Because training is a battle of endurance. Okay, Mystic Maya, I'll eat lots and lots of food tonight. You know, there's one thing I don't get and probably don't want to, but what is it, Nick? Reservations for training is fine and all, but why just 3? Come on, what do you think? And one of us, Nick, next time you can train right alongside us. Huh? I've been waiting for you. Sister Bikini will take care of you. Huh? Huh? It'll be great, Nick. I'm going to do this special course, actually. Huh? Huh? That's a great idea. After all, Mr. Nick, you do anything for Mystic Maya, don't you? You can walk on hot coals, right? We'll have a nice big meal before we come next time, right, Nick? You know, I was wondering if I could say this one thing. Sure, of course you can. Oh, I love this part. I can't hear it. I'm getting goosebumps too. Well then, here goes nothing.
Objection!
Objection. And that is the end of the entire trilogy. I really have to work hard next year now. Master of Crane in the office. I'm trying to find all the offices. Then to be a good big sister to Pelly and Nick too. Well, as long as I'm not locked up or captured or something like that. So it's true, Mr. Nick really is Mr. Myers' knight in shining armor. He went through this special course all the way to the end. Actually, I heard there's a legendary extra special ultra course there too. I think I surprised the two of them by making them a secret reservation. Maggie bought me a brand new coat as a present, pal. I feel 10 years younger. I never take it off. Yes, but somehow you just don't seem the same. I guess a dirty, shabby old overcoat. It's just my detective likes her. Don't worry about it. In the name of love, a man will style himself silly. Detective Gumshoe is so silly. Just a silly little guy. Mr. Wright, I am once again in your debt. Thanks to you, the Traces of Corinne exhibit was a great success. I even got to see Miss Von Karma, who I hadn't seen for almost a year. She taught me how to use a whip and said that I must show you what I've learned. Francisca is a pretty great character as well. I'm going to love her over in Trial specifically. This year and I started a company called Master Mass Consulting. We're dedicated to stopping the evil crimes of all the criminals in the city. Our motto is cut it out, please. Pretty cute, huh? Well, we also sell plants to the criminals as a sort of a side business. I wonder if that's okay. Sometimes I think maybe we're the worst criminals. Desi was a great character. Wonderlight, yeah, but I love Desi. I wanted to show my appreciation to Mr. Wright by exterminating Dong Tigro. So I lent him $500,000, a tea set, a special thick tea set, tea, mixed with my own two hands. I bet he's drinking it now. Win through compromise. What does that mean, Viola? What does that mean, Viola? I'm just ordering the way. A wrinkly, grumpy clown, nose twists of flesh. At least that's what I thought. But my grandkids had a birthday party for me the other day. Talk about embarrassing. 69 years old and I cried like a baby with a dirty diaper. Yeah, that guy's weird. As usual, we have an abundance of work to do. We've hired a new programmer to replace Glenn Elk. I do hope everyone will get along. His name is... I don't matter. As soon as I heard his name, I knew our brain circuits would align perfectly. My. More reporters? Since the murder, we've made so much money, I hardly know what to do. I think the magazines like us because I provide such a nice visual, especially in spring. I can hardly wait for Iris to come back. Respectable man for you. It was so sweet of you and everyone else to come and visit me here the other day. Of course I was happy that you constantly had your eyes on me, but I felt kind of bad when the little one slapped you so hard you got a nosebleed. I'm guessing he's talking about Pearl. I'm guessing she's talking about Pearl even.
Objection! Objection!
Let me just put this stuff on charge. I'm gonna look for someone to meet. Should I raid somebody today?
Objection!
Like, this doesn't need to be on charge. It's fine. I mean, it's fine. I thought it died. Let's find somebody to raid. Let's find somebody to raid. Oh, it's old bad. What's this? I'm back from a longer time vacation and no one has here to greet me. This was while I was by my little whippersnapper buddy. And what kind of lovely place is this supposed to be? Anyways, with all these flashing lights and switches, I feel like some sort of space alien. And now what am I gonna do with all these macadamia nuts? You know I can't read that fast. Toad bag. Very tired. Probably gonna get this uploaded and go to bed. And then find something I love to do. Fancy's whippity whip trip is going to turn the hour on his head. Should have realised it sooner. Self-centered, lazy, antisocial. I'm an artist. A really good portrait artist. I'm not a loser after all. You kind of are, but you know. Our lovable loser Larry Brooks. That's cute artwork. That's cute artwork. I need to have confused faces. No, man, I love you so much. Me is great. Finish the whole trilogy. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed that. And yeah. Let's, you know what now. I won't meet anybody. Too tired. Hope you've enjoyed the stream and I shall see you guys tomorrow maybe? Tomorrow? Maybe? I'm not sure. Bye bye guys. Bye bye.